Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. We talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. Subscribe to the channel if you like sports content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our video. I'm your host, Jeffrey, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Definitely, we're going to have a great show tonight for you guys. Notre Dame, Miami post-game reaction, and we'll talk about the games that happened on Saturday as well. I did not go live on Saturday night. But Saturday was an incredible day of college football. We had a couple of solid games today as well, especially the nightcapper, and can't wait to get all into it. Appreciate again everybody for being here. Definitely got the super chat goal as well. 5 super chats for $5. I'll be going live again next week, guaranteed for sure if we reach the super chat goal. And if not, I might be live anyway. I definitely don't know for sure when I'll be live again. Might do a prediction shows this week. But if you want me to guarantee be live, got to make the super chat goal. But appreciate everybody for being here again. Got Godfather of the SEC saying we're still here with the football. Absolutely. Alabama, we're still here. We're still a college football team after that debacle. But it was not pretty at all whatsoever. But, yeah, so we got a lot to unpack tonight. We got RC, Hawkeyes, Brewers, super fan. Appreciate you for being here. Says, oh, man, Jeffrey, tough game for Notre Dame fans such as myself. Absolutely. So I guess we'll start out with the Notre Dame-Miami post-game thoughts because that is the game on everybody's mind. This was probably the best game of the weekend, right? I mean, when you look at the big games, when you're talking about, Alabama, Florida State, and you're talking about Ohio State, Texas, and Clemson, LSU, Notre Dame, Miami. This probably was the best game of the college football weekend with the big matchups. I mean, yeah, Texas, Ohio State was close, and Clemson, LSU was close. But, I mean, were those games really good? I mean, legitimately, were those good games? I mean, Ohio State, like, the whole entire game until the very end when Texas finally scored a touchdown and kind of put some pressure on Ohio State to win. Ohio State, they were winning that entire game. They were going to win that game, right? Like, it wasn't that good of a game. And I saw comments all over social media, people saying the game was boring. It was not that interesting, And then you look at LSU Clemson, it was kind of more of the same. I mean, yeah, Clemson started out in front, and then LSU came back, took the lead, and held on. I'm just saying that aesthetically, this game here, Notre Dame-Miami, was probably the best game of the weekend. We'll see what happens tomorrow night against North Carolina TCU. That game could be really great. We'll see in Bill Belichick's debut in Chapel Hill. But overall, this Miami-Notre Dame game is what you're looking for when it comes to great college football. A top 10 matchup. Both teams played well. Both teams played hard. Notre Dame had some lacking moments in this game, but then toward the end, they got it together, made it a really interesting game. It's just a shame, for our good buddy Will, that Notre Dame fell short. And for people that remember Caden the Diesel Freak, he got Will to make a bet with him. I don't know if Will's here. Will's probably really upset with the loss, and I don't blame him. I'm upset for him, but it does not mean that Notre Dame's not going to make the playoffs because Will, we remember, made a bet with, Caden about making the playoffs or not for Notre Dame. Notre Dame could still make the playoffs. It's like when they lost to Northern Illinois. Their season's not over. Now, they have very little margin for error, and they don't really need to lose a lot of other games. They probably, at worst, can lose one other game, especially because this is not a bad loss at all. I mean, Miami's probably going to be good. But yeah, Notre Dame, their season is not over at all whatsoever. And yeah, I mean, it's just a tough loss, tough pill to swallow. I mean, really, every major game that a team lost, like LSU, beating Clemson, Clemson's season is not over. And when you look at this game, Notre Dame's season is not over. Texas's season is not over. Now, Alabama, yeah, that's not good. But Alabama's season is not over. I mean, if they turn things around, go 10-2, they'll make the college football playoff. Now that you have a 12-team playoff, losing in week 1 does not end your season. But you have to turn things around still. You do have a lesser margin for error than every other team that won in week 1. So, yeah, Notre Dame definitely rest of the stretch of the season with C.J. Carr. I saw flashes from C.J. Carr. He did throw one interception in this game. But overall, there was a lot of great throws that he made. Showed a lot of poise for a true freshman quarterback. I liked a lot of what I saw from him. And I will say with Miami, I got to give credit where credit's due to the convicts, Catholics versus convicts. Miami, impressive. I mean, Carson Beck, I talked a lot of crap about Carson Beck in the offseason. I said that I didn't necessarily think that Carson Beck was going to go to Miami and probably do all that much. But you know what? He played well in this game. He didn't make any mistakes, really. That's the key, right? When you're talking about, quarterback play these days. I mean, you can put up a lot of stats, but if you're turning the ball over a lot, it doesn't really matter. Carson Beck took care of the ball. Carson Beck made good throws. I mean, I only saw a couple of bad throws, but everybody's going to have a couple of bad throws. He was rock solid in this game. I got to give credit where credit's due. And I will say, when you look at the fact that, his situation that he had with his relationship earlier this year and last year when he was at Georgia, that's out of the way. Maybe we're going to get the best version of Carson Beck now. Maybe he's ready to actually play high-quality football. I mean, a lot of people were high on Carson Beck. They thought that he was going to have a fantastic college career and be a first-round draft pick at one point. But he struggled at Georgia, and maybe all those distractions he had, that were part of the problem. Maybe he legitimately is good. I mean, I don't want to go out there on a limb and just completely 360. Again, I was very critical of Carson Beck, but maybe now that he's got all that behind him, maybe he's going to go out there and play high-quality football. Like I said, very impressed with Carson Beck tonight. Mario Cristobal did not have any bad coaching moments. Chris Ash, defensive coordinator, I mean, he was a terrible head coach at Rutgers, but he's a good DC. Miami, I mean, the thing is with these type of games, the teams that won, Miami, Ohio State, LSU, did they look like world beaters when they won? No, but it's week one. They played better than the other team. So, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due to the Miami Hurricanes. It's all about the the history that they had back in the 80s, 90s, and the very, very early 2000s before 2003 broke them. That they were a great program. And, that they've been fighting and clawing and scratching to get back to the heights that they used to have. And, yeah, I mean, I think that Miami, I'm not going to say they're back, but this is a really high-quality win. If Notre Dame is the team that we think they're going to be this year, a 10-2 type of team, then, yeah, this was a great win for the Hurricanes. And they very well could make the college football playoff and win the ACC this year. They might not win the ACC. They still could make the college football playoff and not win the ACC, but they could win the ACC. I mean, right now, after week one, I mean, who's the favorites to win the ACC? Clemson still, Miami, Florida State. I mean, you don't want to throw out Florida State. Florida State, very good win against Alabama. We'll talk about that later in the show. But, again, Miami's there. Miami, a very impressive performance. I mean, like I said, I have to give credit where credit's due. I've talked a lot of trash toward Miami, but they played good football tonight. And even if they somehow hadn't have won this game, they still look better than they have in a while. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I picked Notre Dame. I was wrong on a lot of these games. I mean, honestly, it's really hard to pick week one. I've said this before. I've said this in years past. I've had my YouTube channel now for 3 years. I've been talking college football on here for 3 years. And I've said it since the beginning. To me, the hardest week to pick in college football is week one because you have nothing to go off of. You have nothing to base these teams off of except last year, which to me is getting harder and harder to do, in college football, is to use last year as a bastion to rank and rate a team for the next season because you're losing so many players to the draft, to the portal. Your teams are changing so much year over year. So it's really hard to project how good a team's going to be. And then you can use fall camp, you can use scrimmages, but even all that really isn't a testament to how good your team's going to play. I mean, people were gassing up Alabama in the offseason because of fall camp. They looked good, and we saw what they did. But, yeah, it's really hard to tell. So you kind of just rank teams based off feel, based off, whatever gut you have. And, and then also using what you think a team's going to do. And most people thought Notre Dame was better. So, yeah, it's really interesting, I think. Like Notre Dame, perceived to be the better team. They were favored to win this game. A lot of people talk about Hard Rock Stadium not being the greatest because of the fact it's not in Miami. It's in Coral Gables. It's not a great environment most of the time. But Miami fans, I mean, they do show up even in Coral Gables for big games. And they were there. There were Notre Dame fans there as well. I mean, they definitely they showcased, CJ Carr's mom a lot during the game when he was doing well. And you saw Notre Dame fans there. You knew Notre Dame fans were going to be there. But Miami fans made their presence felt. And it's a lot easier to cheer when you're winning. So Miami, again, found a way to win, found a way to hold on. I thought they were starting to get a little conservative with their play calling, toward the end of the third quarter, early fourth quarter. But, yeah, Miami eventually got it together and kicked that field goal, took the lead, and ended up winning the game. So, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, great for Miami. Again, good start to the season for the Hurricanes. And Notre Dame, tough loss, but not the end of the world for them. They still definitely can have a great season, but that is a tough loss. Now, to get to some other games, South Carolina earlier today. Was this the most impressive win on planet Earth? No, but they did what they were supposed to do. Virginia Tech, it's not Frank Beamer days. They're average, not a very good team. Picked to finish 11th, I believe, in the ACC. Yeah. I'm his hero. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, the stadium was wild tonight, and I'm sure it's going to be wild after tonight. But, yeah, Virginia Tech, not a great team. South Carolina took care of business. I mean, South Carolina has done a pretty good job overall in week one games under Shane Beamer, and no exception today. 24-11 win, like I said, not the most impressive on planet Earth, but definitely not going to make people look at that and say, hey, South Carolina's not going to be good this year. A pretty solid performance. I don't really have a whole lot to say about that game. To get to some other games from yesterday, there's a lot to talk about here since I was not able to go live last night or talk about any of these games yet. Texas, Ohio State. I mean, this game was not very good. I mean, I'm just saying, like, to me, it was kind of like Georgia Clemson a couple years ago where it was 10-3. People remember that game. Georgia won 10-3. There was not a whole lot going on in this game. I mean, both teams play great defense, but, I mean, how much of that is just great defense or the offenses are not clicking yet? Because to me, I just did not see a whole lot of great play from the offenses in this game. Arch Manning, he had about 2 good throws in this game. 2 good throws. Not impressive outside of that. I mean, I think Arch Manning has the potential to be very good. I still am a believer that the hype that he gets just for who he is a little bit unwarranted. I still think you have to earn it. I know why he gets hyped up, but you need to earn, the praise that you get. Arch Manning has a lot of improving to do. But yeah, still, when I look at Arch Manning's play overall, not that great. But again, the team he's going up against, though, that's a tough first game where you're like the starter. That's tough. But that's how the schedule goes, right? And then you look at Ohio State. Julian Sayin, I mean, he had his moments too, but he wasn't all that great either. He didn't make really any mistakes. This game just wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying? It was an ugly game that Ohio State just played better than Texas. And Texas scored at the end. And I mean, Texas did not score until 3 minutes left in the game. I mean, they almost got shut out. So, I mean, like I said, Ohio State deserves credit where credit is due. I mean, they've got arguably the most talented team in college football. I mean, you heard it throughout the broadcast. If you're watching the game, probably about 100 times about, Ohio State's got the best defensive back in college football. Alabama transfer Caleb Downs. They've got the best receiver in college football in Jeremiah Smith. They've got the best this, the best that. They should win. I mean, if that's the case, Ohio State should literally win another national championship at that point, right? If you're going off that. I mean, it can be a little bit cringy, but I mean, it is what it is. Ohio State's got an incredible roster, and they always do. They've got great NIL. They've got great fan support. The shoe was rocking and rolling. I mean, it's hard to beat them. The problem is that Ohio State, when you play Ohio State, they're like what Alabama was under Nick Saban. You can't run the ball on them very well because their D-line is so good. So you have to throw all the time, and it's hard to throw because you're getting pressure all the time. That's just why, I mean, to me, Ohio State, their weakness in the past, late Urban Meyer, early Ryan Day, was that their secondary wasn't as good. So it's like if you wanted to beat Ohio State, you needed to be able to protect your quarterback long enough to be able to go over the top on them and score touchdowns that way. Deep passes. Well, now they got Caleb Downs. So the secondary for Ohio State's great. So Arch Manning had no passing lanes. So in his defense, I mean, you talk about Arch Manning, but I mean, he really didn't have a lot of places to go with the ball. So yeah, Ohio State, again, not the best performance in the world, but for a week one game, I mean, they pretty much softly dominated Texas. That's what I call that, soft domination, because it's not like they completely, utterly annihilated them. It wasn't 45-7, but it was just a slow win. I mean, it's almost like what Michigan did to Ohio State last year is kind of what that was, except with better offense from Ohio State than Michigan had. I mean, it's really not much else to say. It was not an aesthetically pleasing game. Like I said, most people thought it was a very boring game. It went exactly how you expected. Once Ohio State got ahead, Texas just couldn't come back. But yeah, now people, are going to think Ohio State's the best team in college football. And probably, they are as of right now. They probably are. I mean, there's other teams that you can make a case for probably. But, I mean, Ohio State's going to be ranked number one. And there's not probably a team that can beat them for a while. Maybe Michigan at the end of the year again. You never know. I mean, Michigan has had their number the last 3 years. I mean, Ohio State should have beat them last year, absolutely, but Michigan somehow got their number. But then Ohio State used that to win the title. So it's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see. We got Long Legs 1989 here. Appreciate that. I mean, I try to be reasonable. I definitely do. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Jeffrey, you don't like some of these teams. Yeah, there are some teams I'm not a massive fan of, but I try to be reasonable. I try to be fair. I do. And, I mean, Ohio State deserves credit where credit's due for the win, the type win that they had. But it was a very week one type of win. I don't know if later in the year Texas would win. It depends on how much better they get. But just kind of frustrating from Texas, I guess, that you couldn't get more out of what you than what you did in the passing game. But, again, couldn't run the ball well. So, and Ohio State secondary is a lot better. So, yeah, just not much there. Penn State dominated Nevada. Nothing to say there. Clemson LSU. Now, this game's interesting to me because while I said this game wasn't very interesting, not like this game tonight, overall, it was a better game than Texas Ohio State because at least you had some form of, I guess, unexpectedness when it came to how the game went. Like, Clemson started out winning this game. It looked like they had a shot to win pretty well. They were up 10-3. But then, after they had that 10-3 lead, LSU got it together. And another quarterback that I've talked a lot of smack towards, and I've given, my fair share of criticism this offseason, is Garrett Nussmeier. And I've been, so far through week one, pretty off on my criticism of quarterbacks. I've criticized Carson Beck. I've criticized Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier, you arguably can say that out of all the big games, out of all of these really good matchups that we had in week one, Garrett Nussmeier was the best performing quarterback out of all of those teams. Like LSU, Clemson, Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Miami. I think Garrett Nussmeier played better than any other quarterback in any of these games. And I've said that Nussmeier in the past was a statue. He actually moved around in this game. He escaped pressure at times. He even ran once, I think. I don't know. It's really interesting because you usually don't see quarterbacks dramatically improve that frequently. It is feasible, but when I look at Garrett Nussmeier, it just kind of looked like he is what he is. He's not going to get that much better. Well, he did this season so far. Now, I don't know if he will ever revert back to old Garrett Nussmeier at all this season, because sometimes old habits, can rear their ugly head. But the commentators, they even were looking for it. They were like, where's the pick going to be? Where's that mistake from Garrett Nussmeier? Because that's what he's always done. In all these big games last year, he would throw a pick, or he would make a mistake, or he would do something dumb to blow a game for LSU. He didn't do that this year. He didn't do it. He made no mistakes. He was great. He was great. And the people that have hyped up Nussmeier and said that, he could be a top pick, they still believe in him. If this game is any indication of the entire season, then we very well might have Garrett Nussmeier, being a pretty high drafted quarterback next year, and LSU might make it all the way to the SEC championship game. I'm not saying that. We got Kate the Diesel Freak saying everything is proceeding as I foreseen. Well, I mean, a lot of what you said has come to pass so far, but it's 1 week. You don't overreact, but I mean, hey, a lot of what you said hasn't been wrong. I don't think everything that you said's been right. I don't think that, but I mean, I'd have to go back and somehow find everything you've said to see if everything you've said's been correct. But I know some of what you said has come to pass so far. But yeah, appreciate you being here, Cade, nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, LSU, to me, I think the bigger story than Nussmeier. And I know everybody's thinking about it. And the commentators talked about it during the game. The biggest difference in LSU, even bigger than Nussmeier's supposed improvement through week 1, is that defense. LSU's defense. If anybody talked about LSU after that game until now, the biggest improvement has got to be the defense. Jaden Daniels, we remember how incredible he was that season at LSU when he won the Heisman, and their defense that year was complete garbage. LSU's defense was very good. That was a massive improvement from last season to this season so far. Again, it's 1 week. Maybe things will regress. Maybe teams will figure out LSU. Again, I don't want to have too high of praise for the teams that won and too low of praise for the teams that lost, because it's 1 week. Things can get turned around, or things can still fall apart for all of these teams. But LSU's defense looked darn good. I mean, absolutely darn good. They were fantastic. They pressured Klubnik all game. They shut down the run. It was great. I mean, people were talking about Tom Allen and Clemson's defense, and they played well. Don't get me wrong. Clemson's defense played well. But I don't know. I was very impressed with LSU's defense, and to me, they were the reason they won the game, even more than Nussmeier. I mean, Nussmeier didn't make any mistakes. That's key. But LSU only put up 17. I don't know. I was very impressed with LSU in this game, and I've not said that about LSU at all with the Brian Kelly tenure. Not even when they beat Alabama on the 2-point conversion. Not even then. I was very impressed with LSU in this game. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens the rest of the season. I'm going to be intrigued to see if LSU ends up making the SEC championship, or if, have a great season or not. But at the very least, an incredible start. And Brian Kelly finally won an opening game. Finally won a opening game of the season. So kudos to LSU and Brian Kelly and Nussmeier. Clemson, still a great team, still going to have a good year, but a very tough loss, and Klubnik could not deliver, but he was not given a lot of time to throw. Georgia destroyed Marshall, nothing to say. Oregon destroyed Montana State, nothing to say. Alabama, Florida State. Alabama, Florida State, this game. Absolute, utter disappointment from Alabama. The thing that is really concerning for me about this game is that when you look at the fact that Castellanos talked all that smack in the offseason, right? It was a major storyline. They were talking about it before the game. They don't have Saban to save them. I mean, you just felt like, all right, Florida State coming off a 2-10 year, maybe they're going to have some life. Maybe there's going to be some energy. They brought in some good players. Maybe they'll have a little bit of jolt of energy and all that. But with Castellano saying that, it's like Alabama is going to come out there and just smack Florida State around. Be like, you know what? We're still Alabama. We don't have Nick Saban anymore, but it's not going to matter. And we're going to go out there and just pummel Florida State. Didn't see that. Alabama started out with a 7-0 lead. But that's about it. I mean, after that, Florida State dominated the rest of the game. I'm just shocked that Alabama looked that lethargic. It almost reminds me of the Oklahoma game last year. And this is what I said all offseason that I did not want to see from Alabama this year. I wanted to see consistently good football every game. I don't know. Now we're not seeing it. I mean, will Alabama show up for the Georgia game? I mean, you don't want Alabama to start being like Auburn. Auburn has been this way for years, where they'll show up for Georgia. They'll show up for Alabama. But then every other game, they don't show up. Now, this year, they start out with a win over Baylor. So that, again, completely new-looking Auburn. Maybe Auburn's good. But I'm just saying with Alabama, I'm like, we're not seeing Alabama perform well in these type of games. We now have seen Kalen DeBoer lose 4 games in his first 14 games as Alabama head coach to unranked teams. Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Michigan, Florida State. Now, Florida State's going to be ranked on Tuesday, but they're not ranked right now. And they're coming off a 2-10 season. This is problematic for Alabama. Kalen DeBoer cannot get Alabama to play well against lower-tier opponents. That's a problem. That's something that should not happen. Not this consistently. I mean, again, if you had like one Vanderbilt. Nick Saban had bad losses. Remember the couple Ole Miss losses? They choked the Mississippi State before. It happened. It happened. It happened under Saban. It was rare. And I'm not saying like we all knew when DeBoer took over that Alabama wasn't going to be as good, but this is not good at all. Like, it literally is a major fall. And I am concerned. I said, and I for some people was like, yeah, this is a must-win for Alabama. I infamously said, for some people it was infamous. I don't think so, because I don't think that this game was a must-win for Alabama. I really don't. I still don't. I don't think this was a must-win game for Alabama. But my problem is that how they lost this game is why I'm really frustrated. I think Florida State is vastly improved. I don't know how good they're going to be. Only time will tell. But I think they are vastly improved from whatever that was last year. And I do think Gus Malzahn, being offensive coordinator, played a role. I think Gus Malzahn is good at beating Alabama. He did it several times at Auburn with inferior football teams. Every time that he beat Alabama at Auburn, Auburn typically was not the better team. And they still somehow won. Malzahn's good at that. Kudos to him. But I don't know, man. I just don't think Malzahn being an OC and Florida State adding Castellanos and a few good transfers should have been enough to knock off Alabama. Not with the amount of talent we supposedly have. I didn't see it. And I know some people like no Jam Miller, no, Tim Keenan. That shouldn't have mattered. Ty Simpson tried. And I know Alabama fans were clamoring for Keelan Russell. Would it have mattered? I mean, we'll never know. I mean, maybe Keelan Russell comes in and he's Tua 2.0, and he wins the game, like he did against Georgia in the National Championship game. Tua did. But I don't think so. Ty Simpson was not given time to throw, especially late in the game when Alabama had to throw every single time. When Alabama had to throw the ball every single time late in the game because they ran out of time, you can't run the ball when the time is going out of a game. That's why, you're in a passing situation every time. The defense can blitz. Ty Simpson was not given time to throw. I don't think it would have mattered with Keelan Russell either. That's just my opinion, though. People can agree or disagree, but that's my opinion. Alabama had a shot to come back in the game, but Tim Smith got that penalty. extended Florida State's drive. Florida State scored that touchdown to go up 31-17. That was all she wrote. That was the game. So now Kalen DeBoer, his seat's getting warm. It's getting really warm. He's not like going to get fired or anything yet, by no means. But you see, it's not good. That's not a good loss. Not how they lost either. Very lethargic performance outside of like a couple drives. Alabama did not play well. Yeah, it was at Florida State, but still. It's a bad loss. They got to regroup. And now people are saying the schedule's tough. The only reason people are saying the schedule's tough is because of the fact, hey, Alabama don't look good. So now Auburn's a tough game. Now Missouri's a tough game. Now Oklahoma's a tough game. So Alabama schedule shouldn't be all that hard, but it's going to look hard if Alabama can't get their crap together and they go 7-5. So I am very worried about Alabama. I don't want to hit the panic button, but things are very problematic at Tuscaloosa right now. They got a lot of fixing to do. Kudos to Florida State. Kudos to Castellanos for backing up his smack talk. But Alabama's got major problems right now. Biggest disappointment, even more than Boise, even more than any other team that really sucked in week one. Bama, biggest disappointment of week one. Arizona State won. Kind of gave up, 19 points to Northern Arizona is a little bit steep, but hey, won pretty comfortably. Michigan beat New Mexico, same thing. Not the most impressive one in the world, but got it done. I saw someone praising Bryce Underwood earlier. Yeah, I mean, Bryce Underwood, good stats. Yeah, you got to talk about my GOAT, Bryce Underwood. I mean, Bryce Underwood, he's got a lot to live up to with his infamous words that he has said already. And also when you look at the fact, that, highest rated recruit essentially of the class, spurned LSU for more NIL, the team he wanted to go to. So you know what? Bryce Underwood's got a lot to live up to. He's starting off pretty well. Florida blew out LIU. SMU blew out their opponent as well. You got Kansas State, another disappointing team. Not only did they lose to Iowa State in week one, this is the funny thing. Or week 0, rather. Lost to Iowa State in week 0 in Ireland. Then they turn around and do this. And I understand you could be like, all right, we lost Iowa State. It's demoralizing, right? It's demoralizing. We're upset about it. Kansas State barely beat North Dakota. Whatever chance they had of remaining ranked is gone. Like, if Kansas State does what they were supposed to do in this game and win 60-0 after barely losing Iowa State, maybe they'd have remained ranked. Maybe they'd have been like, all right, we'll put Kansas State like 25th because barely lost Iowa State and blew out FCS team. Well, now that they barely beat North Dakota, you got 2 games to go off of, and Kansas State's not looking all that good. Avery Johnson did lead them to victory in this game, but man, Chris Kleiman's got to fix that defense. You cannot be giving up 35 points to North Dakota. I don't care how good North Dakota is as an FCS team. That's not good. So Kansas State, definitely not looking like the Big 12 title contender that people were thinking. They got a lot of improvement to do, and I agree with Humasiro. Avery Johnson has not developed into the quarterback people thought he would. Very highly rated guy. He has underperformed. I thought he played well against Iowa State, but it wasn't enough. But they got to fix that defense. Oklahoma won easily. A&M gave up way too many points to UTSA, but won. Indiana, Old Dominion, not the greatest performance by Indiana, but this score, I did watch this game, obviously. Everybody knows that I watch Indiana. Indiana should have won this game by a lot more. But there was a drop touchdown pass. There was a missed interference on a 4th and goal. I don't know. Definitely, Indiana, kind of a shaky performance in week 1, but not anything to do the panic button on. I think Indiana's still going to be fine. They're still going to have a good year. They do have some improving to do. Ole Miss easily won. Iowa State easily won. Tech easily won. Tennessee gave up a lot of points to Cuse. Kind of late, though. They pretty much dominated this game. They kind of laxed up on defense late. Good win for Tennessee. Good start for Joey Aguilar. Definitely Tennessee looking like they're better off without Nico, maybe. It's crazy enough. I still can't believe the Nico saga. He goes to UCLA and he gets destroyed. You'll see that later. But Tennessee with a pretty solid win. Mississippi State won, Maryland won, Purdue won. Tulane beat Northwestern. Northwestern's really bad. Really bad. Pittsburgh won. Yeah, and another note on Tulane Northwestern. Jake Retzloff, the BYU quarterback, new starting quarterback for Tulane, he's looking pretty good. So it's really tough for BYU. They lost him. But BYU did win as well. Look at some of these other scores. Kent State beat Merrimack. So for people that know about Mark Rogers as the voice of college football, his alma mater is Kent State. But Kent State is one of the worst teams in the FBS. They were bad. They're horrible. But they beat Merrimack by 4. Merrimack, the infamous Merrimack. So, yeah, funny game there. Kentucky, Darrell MVP's team barely beat Toledo. Now, Toledo is one of the better MAC schools, but not impressive for Kentucky. West Virginia won. BC won. Louisville won. Arkansas easily won. Yeah, I mean, looking at these games, I mean, a lot of these games are blowouts like they should have been. You know, that these teams did what they were supposed to do. You also look at some of the late games. Washington State barely beat Idaho. Washington State sucks. Oregon State gets blown out against Cal. Oregon State sucks. So the Pac-2 is crap. The Pac-2, week 1 overreaction, whatever you want to call it, but the Pac-2 sucks. Arizona destroyed Hawaii, which makes Stanford look even worse. Utah, though, this game, blowing out UCLA. Again, Nico, like Hummus said, really shouldn't have done what he did at Tennessee because things are not going well for Nico right now. Utah, it might be a great last year for Whittingham if this is indeed his final season of college football as the head coach of Utah. If he retires this year. We don't know if he will or not, but Utah off to a good start. Devon Dampier played very well. I think this underratedly was one of the more shocking performances of week 1. Did anybody see Utah winning this game by 33? I don't think so. UCLA was trash, and Utah looked very good. And then we had Washington beat Colorado State. So that's about it. That's your week 1 slate so far. Those are my thoughts on all the week 1 games, what I have to say about all of them. I've already talked about the Thursday and Friday night games the other night with Will and D. And then we got tomorrow night's game on Labor Day. Again, I hope everybody has a happy Labor Day. It's already Labor Day on the East Coast where I'm at. And also, hope everybody's having a happy Labor Day weekend at large. I will, because it hasn't been a super long stream yet, I will put the StreamYard link in the chat. See if any of you guys want to talk for a few. I'm not going to stay up too long. So we're not going to be going to like 2 a.m. or anything. But I have the StreamYard link in the chat if any of you guys want to call and talk about any of these games or any of your favorite teams' wins or losses this week. Lots of stuff to talk about, though. I mean, it's crazy. And our first caller, we've got Will and D. I'm sorry, man.
Bro, I don't know why we weren't giving it to Jeremiah Love more. It just doesn't make sense that we kept doing all those screen passes. Like, did they just have no faith in the O? I mean, the O-line did suck today. The D-line.
One thing I will say, Will, is that the commentators were saying, was Jeremiah Love banged up at all?
Maybe he was still hurt from the USC game. But I mean, I thought he was good to go going into the year.
Yeah, because that honestly is the only thing I can think of. Because I was wondering the same thing. I was like, Notre Dame needs more of Jeremiah Love. And there was vast stretches of the game where he was either not in the game or he wasn't being utilized at all. And I heard one of the commentators point that out. They're like, hey, is he heard something going on? I don't know. I mean, the thing that sucks is that it just seems like this game, like Notre Dame last year kind of broke the mold a bit with the Georgia win and the A&M win and the Penn State win. But for the vast majority of the last 3 decades, Notre Dame is known as that team that always falls short in big games. And it's just a fact. It sucks because Miami was not favored to win this game. Notre Dame was seen as the favorite. That they were supposed to win. I mean, it was. I mean, it's not. It wasn't a coin flip game. It kind of was, but Notre Dame was favored. I mean, most people thought Notre Dame would win. I have seen some people say I thought Miami would win. Most people thought Notre Dame would win. But
I don't think people would think Beck would play that well, though. I do think that's part of it. He did play well.
He played better than I thought.
Yeah.
I was not expecting Carson Beck to do that well. I mean, do you think it has to do with the fact that he's got all of his issues behind him with relationships and other things? Like
his receivers are. I mean, they can't be much worse than they were last year too, and his O-line is much better.
That's fair. That's fair.
He's in a better situation, but like I'm not totally like losing it because CJ Carr played well.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I would say with Carson, not Carson Beck. Carson Beck, everyone's still saying that he's going to be trash in my chat, which I think is funny. We'll see. He played well in this game. You got to give credit where credit's due. We'll find out rest of the year if he does well and Miami does well, or if they do somehow choke it away and miss the ACC championship.
That would be insane if they choke it with their defense actually looking better. That would be nuts if they still choked.
It would be. We got Dave Brown in the chat. We got tons of people in the chat. Appreciate all you guys for being here. But yeah, my point when you mentioned with CJ Carr, he did look good.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, he looked good. He made a lot of good throws.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not really blaming him for the loss.
I'm not blaming him at all. I'm more blaming the offensive line and the offensive coordinator.
And Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
Not getting used. So we got Traveling Fools in the chat.
Congrats on your win, TF.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah, we also got Jackson Johnson. We'll just bring the whole panel on. We got as well. Let's just bring on the whole panel. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. How you doing tonight, gentlemen? Well, I am sorry that Sean McDonough threw out his puberty voice for the Canes and not for Notre Dame.
Yeah, it's never good when that happens for the other team.
I mean, we got a quarterback at least. We got a quarterback.
And I will say Notre Dame, at least at least Notre Dame did not look as bad as Alabama. I mean, you gotta be grateful for. I mean, we were the biggest losers of week 1.
Yeah.
Alabama, I mean, it is sad. I mean, I honestly, I want to hear your thoughts, Godfather. I really do.
Well, let me see if I can break it down like this. I'm no sports writer. I'm no sports commentator. I can't take a film and break it down and tell you every step where somebody's supposed to be. That's not my wheelhouse. I've watched a lot of Alabama football in my life. We started off exactly where we left off last year. First of all, you got a garbage sack full of damn penalties. That is nothing but discipline. That's all it is. It's ridiculous that, first of all, you got guys playing grab ass. Excuse my English on this show. Standing right there in front of the guys and couldn't even tackle them. You had a couple of running backs couldn't even pick the linebackers up because they didn't want to get hit. That's why they didn't pick them up. Exactly the reason why. When you got a 235-pound linebacker coming down A gap, B gap, whatever, I mean, you got to bow up and take that lick. If you don't, then you're. I mean, Ty Simpson done all he could do. He's the best quarterback in the roster. I'm not a fair weather fan. I want that to be made damn well clear. And I don't want to see that garbage no more. Smoke. I'm tired of it. Cut it out. Don't go to crying to Mark Rogers and tell him I blowed your ass out on this show because of it.
Can I say something about Bama? This is just what. If Kalen DeBoer can't turn it around, which I hope he can for your guys' sake, I feel like Alabama needs a guy that's Waylon swears hard ass. They need because I feel like Bear Bryant, Stallings, and Saban were both super tough on the players, and I feel like the players just need that extra motivation that Kalen DeBoer it doesn't seem the guy to do it.
Mm.
Yeah. They it looked as bad as me as it was last year against Oklahoma. I don't know. Like I said, I'm none of the above. I don't get paid $10 million a year to do that. Obviously, the ones that it's like Coach Brian always said, the book stops and starts at his desk. Coach Stallings said it. Bill Curry said it. Mike DeBose said it. Bill Curry, I said Bill said it. I mean, Ray Perkins said it. Even Mike said it. I mean, Saban said it. I don't know what's going on. I mean, yeah, you can beat Louisiana. You can beat Louisiana Monroe, of course. You don't. They don't beat Louisiana Monroe. You might as well go into hiding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're about like UNA, a little bigger, I guess, than UNA. Somewhere along in that division, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I really don't. It's just they got to improve. I'm not going to go to calling names and bashing people. That's all they've done in the last day and a half. Fire the defensive coordinator, get rid of the bowler, and do this and do that. Well, who you going to hire? Mickey Mouse?
I feel like this sounds bad, but I feel like Cignetti wouldn't be a bad shout because like he would get the players ready for each game, or like someone. I mean, I know, sorry, Jeffrey, but like he seemed like he would be a good fit at Bama. Like
Sydney's old.
and he was also He also was a Saban disciple.
I hope that does not happen. I swear. I love Alabama. I will always love Alabama. But if that happens, I will be heartbroken for Indiana. Like, come on, man. They have had nothing good for their program. It's like, come on. You gotta let Indiana have
I mean, I don't know if Cincinnati can recruit well enough, but like
my thing is about Alabama is like Godfather said. You had a repeat-looking performance of that Oklahoma game. You cannot have that. Was it as bad as that game? No, but it was pretty bad. These lethargic performances against teams that are not high caliber is boring. You know, and like Hummus said, people question culture fit with DeBoer. I don't know if you want to call it a culture fit. People are saying he's not cut out for the SEC. I don't know, man. All I'm seeing is that when we're down big, he's on the sidelines, and it looked like DeBoer was imitating Brian Kelly on the sidelines when Brian Kelly didn't know what he was doing at LSU for the past 3 years when they're down big. You know what I'm saying? Like DeBoer's just sitting there with a blank look on his face with no answer. And the thing is, if you literally have no answer, that's fine. You don't have an answer. But it's not going to keep your job at Alabama football. You got to figure something out. You've got to find a way to get your team, doing something else. I mean, Saban always figured something out. Whether he switched quarterbacks or he would bench somebody or they would do something. Whether they'd still lose the game that they were losing in, they'd figure it out. It just doesn't seem like DeBoer's figured it out. I mean, you don't want to, throw the cart before the horse, throw the baby out with the bathwater, as Jackson always says. You don't want to do that. But fourth game in 14 where Alabama has lost to unranked opponents. Now, the only thing that you can say is, well, it was at Vandy and it was at Oklahoma and it was at Florida State and the Michigan game's a neutral site bowl game that doesn't matter. But come on. These are all very winnable games that should be won by Alabama that they are not winning. And these are, it'd be different if Alabama lost to Georgia and like they were losing to really good teams, championship level teams in their close games. Alabama's losing to teams that they should easily win against. And that's what's problematic. I mean, what are they going to do? Lose to Wisconsin? Because if you keep losing these type of games, DeBoer is cooked. He's toast. He's not going to keep his job. You cannot lose to these type of opponents. I remember, and this is so dumb to even use this as an example, but it's the best I got right now. Archie Miller at Indiana. He would randomly beat top 5 Iowa or top 5 Michigan State, but then they would lose to Northwestern and they would lose to Rutgers and they would lose to just garbage. And it's like nobody cared that you beat top 5 Iowa. At the very next game, you lose to the worst team in the Big Ten. That's what it feels like with Saban. Not Saban, but Saban never did this. Saban would beat everybody that was bad and then almost, won all the big games as well. They didn't win every game. But with DeBoer, it's like if Alabama beats Georgia this year on the road, but then loses 4 or 5 games, no one's going to care. That's the problem. I'm not saying they're going to beat Georgia this year. I'm just saying that Alabama is losing to bad teams, or at least teams that are way worse than them on paper. And that cannot continue to happen, or he will not keep his job after this year or the next year or whatever.
Gus Malzahn is he's notorious for beating Alabama with a souped up high school offense. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I'm sorry. That's the bottom line. So I broke that film down. I ain't sweep wide right, wide left, this, and I mean, all the eye candy he's showing Alabama's defense they couldn't make the adjustment. And to me, I'll shut up here and let y'all continue on. But look like to me Alabama's defense is a little bit on the slow side.
Well, there is another staff move that helped Florida State that I didn't hear talked about enough. Tony White being snatched from Nebraska. That was a move that really helped Florida State this year. And
you talking about the defensive coordinator, Jackson?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was with Malzahn at Central Florida, I think, wasn't he?
No, Tony White was at Nebraska last season and the year before that.
Okay. I'm thinking about somebody. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, Malzahn bailed out on Central Florida because he knew he was going to be on a scorching hot seat for 2025.
Yeah.
That was the best move for him.
Oh, yeah. Malzahn, I mean, I agree with you, Godfather. Malzahn, and I mean, I will say I didn't necessarily consider that aspect enough when looking at this game. I did not. I knew Malzahn was at Florida State, but I mean, I was kind of under the impression, all right, Malzahn has been trending down for the last, 6-7 years. Like when he got fired at Auburn, I thought that was a really dumb move on their part because Auburn was still good. They were winning 8-9 games, but they weren't as good as they were earlier on in his tenure. Like Auburn before that was like near a championship-ish level. Whereas for the end of his tenure, they were just kind of like an 8-win team. But it was still better than what Auburn's been lately. Even though maybe this year they're going to be better, only time will tell. But Malzahn was trending down. Then he goes to UCF, and throughout his tenure, it got worse as it went on. And like Jackson said, it looked like he might have been on the chopping block soon. So I was kind of like, maybe he's past his prime. Maybe he is not the cutting edge offensive guru that he was, 10 years ago, because not that he's gotten worse, but maybe the games passed him by, whereas new cutting edge offensive schemes and techniques have come out that are better than his. But yeah, we've seen coaches that have been really good, decline because they don't change their style and it falls apart. So I thought maybe Malzahn was kind of heading in that direction. And plus, Florida State was so lifeless last year, you just didn't think they were going to do all that good. Plus, Castellano said the stuff that he did. So you figured Alabama would be like, all right, we're going to beat, the holy heck out of you after you said what you said. But none of that came true. Malzahn looked like early Auburn version of Malzahn. Even though, like you said, glorified, souped-up high school offense, it worked. Alabama didn't stop it. Castellanos played great and backed up his smack talk, and Alabama was lethargic. And I agree, the defense just looks slow. It does not look like the Alabama defenses of old were flying around the field. I mean, we allowed Florida State to run all over us. They threw all over us. It's just ugly.
We missed an opportunity on sacking Castellanos, particularly on that play where his toes were out of bounds after he got pushed out of bounds. When we pushed, it was like, my God, because it's like for those that tuned in on the Alabama postgame show, like Jeffrey and I noted that play is one of the missed opportunities from Alabama, and the Ty Simpson 4th and 8 play where he was gonna scramble, but then he second guessed himself and threw to Ryan Williams. What Simpson should have done was scramble for the first down. But of course, if you want to make all this better, if you want to make sure Jeffrey gets some rest, let's get him 5 teal super chats, because this way he could be able to go live again this week, all right here on Only Talk Sports, where he talks sports every single day, or at least he tries to.
Appreciate that, Jackson. Absolutely. Appreciate all the support. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight. But yeah, I brought back the slogan, the intro, man, for some from the streams and videos recently. I brought it back. I told you it was going to be coming back for this season, but I appreciate that, Jackson. Yeah, I mean, despite the loss, I'm not completely giving up on the season like some people. I hope we turn it around. If we lose to UL Monroe, though,
It's over.
But until that happens, I'm still going to have belief.
Oh my God!
Don't turn it around.
That'll be
I'm still going to be
hour.
here.
That'll be a 3-hour post game show. Where it's basically
no. For me, it would be like 3 minutes. Like I'd just be like, I'm done. We suck. It's finished. I'm still a fan, but I'm mad.
I won't even show up. But I will ask y'all this: did y'all see any standout players on defense and offense? Did you see somebody that really, perked your interest? I didn't. Did y'all?
No one stood out to me.
Keon saw a couple good plays, but
I guess Bernard's the best wide receiver we've got.
Well, Ryan Williams, I do think will do better, but they were like kind of had him out.
I think Ryan Williams was banged up in the second half.
Oh yeah, probably was. Yeah. The boy from Miami, did he even catch a pass? I don't think he did he?
Horton was not even existing. I was wondering where Here's a Who was. I mean, I just wasn't seeing.
He didn't hear anybody calling for him.
Unfortunately, yeah, the line was cut. It was I don't know. Horton was.
Oh no, he only called.
Horton would be good.
6 yards.
I was hoping Horton would be a great addition, and maybe he still will be. But Bernard was it, like you said. He was the only offense.
I think honestly,
Rico Scott actually did some things.
We need to be grounded and pounding. That's the thing, though. Like we need to be like running the ball, putting an early emphasis on it in the first quarter.
I saw the stat, Jackson. It was the lowest amount of yards we had in an opener or something like since 1975.
87 yards. Yep.
How many?
Oh, and that.
Oh yeah,
1975. That was when we lost to Missouri to start off the year, I believe.
Yeah. How many times did he pass yesterday? 44 times?
Oh,
I
think it was
43.
Well, that's close. I missed it by one. Would you ever thought that would have happened?
No,
I didn't.
We got way too overly reliant.
But that's what it was last year. I mean, the thing is that Michael Penix threw the ball that many times because their offense was designed for that.
Yeah.
I mean, our offense, we got good receivers, but Ty Simpson's not Michael Penix. I mean, I don't think Ty Simpson deserves all the hate for the game. I really don't. I mean, he wasn't great, but I mean, what could he have really done? He was pressured all game. He wasn't protected at all. And
he missed some throws that were like woof, but I don't think he was the biggest issue with the team.
Hell yeah.
I don't. I agree. That's a good assessment, Will. I mean, he honestly, can you really look at a quarterback that we watched in week 1 that didn't miss throws? Fernando Mendoza missed throws at Indiana in week 1. Curtis worked it last year for Indiana in week 1. Simpson missed throws. Klubnik missed throws. Arch missed throws. Sayin missed throws. Nussmeier was pretty great. I'm trying to think of it.
Josh Myers, I guess Sellers and Beck, I guess were the.
Yeah. Most people miss throws. Even veteran quarterbacks, they miss throws. It was not a great week for QBs. And typically week 1 is not a great week for QBs. It just isn't. Why when we said how many yards was Simpson going to throw for, I said like 200. I mean, I was not expecting like high usage for him, and he ended up having high usage, but I just didn't think the yards were going to be all that high.
You just got to clean up. You got to. What makes me so mad is the penalties. It's still the penalties.
Yeah.
Still.
That started at the end of Saban's. Same as last year. I felt like you guys had a lot too.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Just jump on the wagon and we'll ride it on to Saturday and see what happens at Louisiana Monroe.
I mean, like you guys can at least. Hopefully, you guys at least like defend home turf. I mean, you guys went undefeated at home last year.
That's the only saving grace. I mean, it literally is. The problem is that if we defend home turf and lose all the road games, don't we have at Auburn, at South Carolina, at Georgia, and there's another road game. It might be Missouri. I can't remember which one, but we have 4 other road games. It's like, oh, we defend home turf. We go 7-5. You can't just defend home turf. You got to be able to win on the road too.
Well, you won at LSU, so hopefully.
Yeah, LSU sucked last year. Now LSU's good. So I mean, they look good for now. We'll see if it continues. But that's the other problem. It's like we've got Tennessee at home, we've got LSU at home, Oklahoma at home. If all those teams are good, then the home games aren't going to be easy. And then we've got all the road games. It's just, like I said, games look a lot harder when you're not looking good.
Don't go to Auburn with no Alabama.
It's really hard right now because we're not looking good.
No. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna cut out of here. Finish listening to y'all.
Hey, it's awesome as always talking with you, Godfather.
Yeah, appreciate you for coming on, Godfather. We're all in this together with Alabama. You know, fan till the end. You know, you're a fan when they're at their highs, and you're a fan when they're at their lows. And if Alabama's going to go through a rough stretch, we'll figure it out together how to cope. But hopefully, it's not going to be bad. But appreciate you for coming on, Godfather.
All right, guys. I hate Notre Dame lost. It was a good game. I enjoyed watching the game.
Bro, there was a guy that responded to one of my tweets, and his icon was Fire Freeman, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me, man?" Like,
Dude,
absolutely
not.
That's what I said about Alabama.
Man,
Fire DeBoer, fire Womack. You can't go to firing coaches. Where you gonna get them at? Disneyland? I mean, anyway, it was a good game. Might have been.
Who's that little snowman on Frozen? I forget.
There you go.
Olaf
the snowman. Yeah, he ain't gonna be your head coach.
Hey, whenever I hear Olaf, I think of Count Olaf from a series of unfortunate events. Anybody remember that series?
Y'all been watching too much SpongeBob and Frozen. What y'all been doing? We might have to go get Patrick to play quarterback. I don't know. Anyway,
he probably would do good. Maybe.
He'll just be singing, "I'm Squidward, I'm Squidward, I'm Squidward, Squidward, Squidward." It's like, yeah, that's not a great cheer pitch, Patrick.
No. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll catch y'all Thursday night. Y'all catch Thursday night. Y'all have a good week. Be safe, and we'll see what happens here Thursday night. We'll talk about it some more, I guess. Y'all be good.
Yeah. Well, appreciate it, Godfather.
We'll
definitely be there on Thursday for sure. Appreciate it.
Oh, man.
We got Hummus saying, crazy thing is Bama still is one of the very best rosters. The board has to be able to get things fixed. He's a good coach. I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, on paper, we have a great roster. What we witnessed was not great. So does that mean that the paper is wrong and that they're not good and they're not, whatever? Or did we just witness hopefully the worst performance they're going to give all year and the team's going to get better? And that's where time will tell. It's just interesting because all the teams that lost in these big games in week one, they were very competitive losses. So it's like Texas, and even though they pretty much got dominated, but still, a close loss. Clemson close loss, Notre Dame close loss. Alabama's the one that kind of got beat down. So that, that's the concerning thing. That's why Alabama fans don't feel as confident. Plus, all those other games, the spreads were close. Alabama was favored by 2 touchdowns. This was not a game they were supposed to lose. So that's what makes it so concerning. You have any other takeaways, though, besides Alabama, like Will and Jackson, like from week one? What are some takeaways for you guys?
Oh, LSU finally won the big game. And
their defense is legit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why they won.
But, yeah, the question for Brian Kelly is, can he win the big game in the postseason? Like, he's not going to hear that question right now, but he is going to hear it when we get close to the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And
the LSU, the defense was so dramatically improved. I don't think anybody was expecting the defense to play that well. It was really good.
Oh, man, it was so funny when I was talking with Jordan Bowman and Tiger Paul Craven today. Like, they were joking, but also kind of serious, where they were just like, oh, we're going to have to create a Bama Clemson fan support group. after what was happening.
Thomas said maybe FSU is truly schizophrenic under Norvell, and they are back to 2023 form. That would be crazy. And then next year they go 2-10 again. I mean, if that happens, then it's like, okay, Florida State fans just gonna have to live with the we're good one year, we're bad the next. You remember Wisconsin when they were doing that for a while? They're good the even years, they're bad the odd years. You remember that, right? That was a thing for a while. It's like, I don't know, man. It's just, that would be crazy if that was the case.
Oh man. But yeah, it's like it's important to recognize that not everything, week one's not the be all end all. Because like if it were, then last season USC wouldn't have gone 6-6. Because that's an example right there. But just because you get a big win in week one or you have a big loss in week one, does not mean your season's over. Your season's still on. That's something to remember. And that's the best part about being down is the way to go is up.
Yeah, that's literally why, Jackson, what you just said. Again, it's such a great perspective to have, and it's so true. Why I did not say that this was a must-win game for Alabama. I did not, because there is a chance. It looks slim right now because of how bad we were, but there's still a chance we go 10-2. It's slim. By all means, it's slim. But if that happens and we make the playoffs, is anyone going to be saying DeBoer sucks? And that Florida State loss is going to look so far away if that happened. Again, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's not, likely. I think there's a better chance we go 7-5, 8-4 than 10-2 at this point. But we still 10-2. And like you said, look at USC. They beat, like you said, LSU. USC beat LSU, right? And then they still had a crappy season. So you can have a big win week one. Florida State could go 5-7, still 6-6. They're not going to probably, but I'm just saying as an example that you could whatever your result is in week one might not even be indicative of your season. It might not.
No. Agreed. Well, and like Ohio State 2014 lost to Virginia Tech on Saturday night in their own backyard. People were giving up on the Buckeyes. You saw what happened. They turned it around real quick as the season went on. And week 2 of 2014 was the worst week ever for the Big Ten because, all the teams were losing their big games, and Nebraska was winning by a touchdown against McNeese State. Now, I'm not saying you're going to see something similar to that, but I'm just saying that's why I always say don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Season's
really enjoyed Notre Dame's win over Michigan that day. That was a good one.
Oh man,
pick six, they're blowing them out, and then Michigan's last play on offense, this is a pick six as time expired.
Well,
those are good.
I'm ready to see Notre Dame against Texas A&M in week 3. That's going to be a good one.
That's going to be good. I'm happy we have the bye week, so
there you go. Were there any games you missed tonight, Jeffrey, or no?
I went through every game. I mean, definitely we can talk about some of these games more. I did before I opened the lineup. I went through every game essentially.
Oh, okay. It was like
into 2 on Sunday today.
Man.
I didn't touch on Florida and Long Island University. I didn't really talk about that. Just Florida destroyed LIU. That's it. Hell, you
don't need to. You don't need to do that.
Unless you're doing a Florida post-game reaction, you're just diving into Lagway stats. Okay.
What do we think? What does Austin? If Austin's in here, what does Austin think of Miller Moss's 2-interception day against Eastern Kentucky? Is he worried at all, or?
I mean, I think overall it's Louisville won big, so But interesting that he threw 2 picks nonetheless.
Yeah, that's why Dave said not exactly inspiring.
Wow.
Inspire against Old Dominion, but again, if anyone watched the game, Indiana should have won by more. They left a lot of points on the table.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, kind of like the antithesis of what Signetti normally does. Typically, he likes to just keep the foot on the throttle, foot on the gas, and blow teams out. He kind of the Tom Allen approach and just ended the game. He was just kind of done with it, so Indiana just ran the clock out. They could have scored 50 points in this game, but they just didn't. I'm not concerned, really, with Indiana at all. They didn't play all that good against FIU last year either, and they had the season they had. So I'm still confident Indiana can be very good. I think there's a couple problems, but, they can make those mistakes up.
Agreed.
Sean Garner calling in. How you doing tonight, Sean?
Oh, good to see you, boys. Happy Labor Day. Officially where I am.
Happy Labor Day.
I'm not sure about where you guys are, maybe, but close to. Awesome. So what do you guys think of
Labor Day on the East Coast for me and Will, but rest of the country, not yet.
they shoehorn us into the Eastern time zone somehow. We're about as far west as you can be and still be on it. But so, guys excited to have football back or what?
Oh, I'm excited.
I don't love Alabama's performance, but overall, I'm thrilled to have it back. It's great. College football it's the best time of year, man. Like I love basketball, I love college basketball, and I like the NFL. But there's something about college football, man. It's just better, Even with all the changes and the rules and whatever they're trying to do to the sport, it's still just I love college football.
Yeah, no question about it. All right. So, just curious. I talked about this with Mark last night. I don't know if I love having all these big games in week one. I don't think we saw great. I mean, we saw very interesting football in all of these games. I don't know if it was necessarily very the highest quality. I can't think of a team that played in a marquee matchup, except maybe Miami, that I think really played close to their best game of football. Everyone. It seemed like there were whoever made the fewest errors, whoever just executed the simplest stuff, walked out winners this week. And there was a lot of intrigue. There was a lot of drama. It was great for the promotion, the build up. But I don't know if the product was really all that great this weekend.
I mean, they do it. They definitely do it because they they want people to be excited about the NFL. I mean, college football before NFL starts, just to keep the interest in the product.
I agree with that, Will, and I agree with that, Sean. Both of you guys are correct. They do it to get people interested in the sport again. They have to add the big games for hype. I mean, if everybody in week one if Alabama's playing Mercer and Ohio State's playing Illinois State, if every single good team is playing trash opponents, we're still going to watch the people that are diehard fans of our teams, kind of like how I watched Alabama play Florida State. I would have watched Alabama play, Mercer, at least for the first quarter, until they were up 35-0, and then I might not have. And I watched Indiana play Old Dominion until the game got out of hand, and I flipped. Well, I mean, they pulled away, and then I flipped it over to Alabama, Florida State. But, we're going to watch the game when it's our favorite team. But to get everybody back engaged in college football, it's like, okay, we've got LSU Clemson, we've got Ohio State Texas, we got all these big games. The problem is to your point, Sean, and I've said this for years. I've said this even before I had my YouTube channel. I've said it since I was a kid. I don't understand why they got all these early games besides to hype up college football again with these big opponents, because the problem is that these teams aren't good yet. They're not even in its full season form yet, and the teams aren't ready for these type of games, and the results are not indicative of anything. They're just not. I mean, maybe a little bit like Florida State, maybe if they end up being really good, but I don't think the Texas-Ohio State game really tells us a whole lot about either team. I mean, neither team was that good. If that game was week 8, then it's both teams. It's just a lot more you're in season form. You know what these teams are now. I mean, none of the teams played well. None of the big games were really that good. That's why I said Notre Dame Miami was the best game. I mean, it was the best game viewing. It felt like a game. The other games Ohio State Texas was a slog. That was a game. It was terrible. It was boring. It was not even really competitive, even though the game was close. It's just Ohio State scored and they were ahead, and then Texas was just dead, and then Texas scores late, and then it's over. It's just like whatever. And then LSU Clemson was pretty much once LSU took the lead, it was over. I don't know. Like the games were not good, and that's why I get your point, Sean. I do, but to Will's point, they do it to hype people up for the sport.
Yeah, I mean, and I give the schools credit because they don't have to schedule these games and play, but I mean, like at the same time, like at the end of the year, all these losses kind of count the same when you're building a resume. All these outcomes. So, you take a bad loss early in the year, like Notre Dame took a bad loss to Northern Illinois last year. Fortunately, they were able to fight their way out of it, but I mean, like this can be fatal in a 12-team playoff race. All of those teams should think that they can get in to this field, and losing a game in August, might be the reason why they don't go when they weren't at their best. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on it. It was exciting building up to it. You guys, I'm curious. I was. Did you guys watch any of the Michigan game?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was listening to the Michigan Postgame show afterwards, and I'm not surprised with this fan base. They were riding Bryce Underwood's jock so hard after the game. I mean, like you would have thought like it was 2010 Cam Newton out there against one of the worst teams in the country. And like they tried to sell us that JJ McCarthy was a generational player, even though he never did anything in any game against real competition. He was an observer for the most part. But they promoted him extremely well, and now they've got this insane hype behind Bryce Underwood after what was a very meh performance against a terrible football team. I just thought I couldn't stop laughing. They were like, "Oh my God, he made that one throw!" I'm like, the guy was open by 15 yards. He better make that throw. I don't get it with this fan base. They are the worst when it comes to just hyping stars.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy, I agree. I never thought that he was, incredible ever. Most Ohio State quarterbacks I felt the same way about as well, and some Ohio State fans have hyped them up in the past. I mentioned Dwayne Haskins. I mentioned others. Again, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. To some of the quarterbacks in the past, they're not that good. JT Barrett, Charles Jones, they weren't.
But no Buckeye fans were out there telling you JT Barrett.
There was a few on social media hyping Haskins back in the day. There were some. And I'm like, no, he's not that good. And they were like, yes, he is. No, he's not. He's not that good. He's okay. And Stroud deserved hype. Those guys were good, especially Stroud, and they deserve hype. But I get your point when it comes to Michigan. I mean, McCarthy was not elite, and a lot of people said that he was. The problem is that big fan bases hype teams because there are so many fans. And when you've got a lot of fans, especially on social media, you're going to have a lot of people do that. Michigan fans do it. Ohio State does it. Alabama can do it at times. Texas, Georgia, they all do it. I mean, maybe Michigan, I don't know. I don't know what fan base does it the most, but the Bryce Underwood hype is just insane. I will with that.
I mean, he's getting more run than any true freshman I've ever seen, except for maybe Jeremiah last year. But it was just obvious pretty quickly that he really was unique and elite. Well, I have a hard time believing at a quarterback somebody's going to come in and be that kind of difference maker as a true freshman, especially on a mediocre offense like that. But I don't know. We'll find out a lot this weekend. The one good game we have this weekend. Like, is there anything else?
A lot of great
games. There's Farmageddon.
I
Farmageddon will be fun.
Farmageddon 0.
Yeah, Farmageddon's next week, and then is it Illinois Duke? That could be good.
Well, Kansas State.
That was weak.
No, it's actually the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Will.
It's the Cy-Hawk, yeah.
That's right.
No, sorry, I'm tired. Yeah,
yeah, you're good, Will. I knew what you meant. Cy-Hawk, Iowa State's okay. Illinois Duke is maybe decent. Baylor SMU, maybe. It's all right. Oklahoma State, Oregon, 3 years ago would have been good. But Ole Miss at Kentucky, maybe. I mean, Kentucky.
Kansas, Missouri.
Spoiler, a few last year. Kansas, Missouri.
Honestly, I'm going to be watching Kansas, Missouri more than I will Ole Miss, Kentucky, and Oklahoma State, Oregon. But I'll
Arizona State at Mississippi State.
No, they'll probably get uglier.
Yeah.
It's at Mississippi State.
Crap. I guess I have to whip out. I have to consider whipping out the phone for Miami, Ohio, Rutgers, because Rutgers could be upset by Miami, Ohio, because that is a gamblers type game you might want to pay attention to.
It's not a great slate next week. I'm not going to lie.
No.
Not strong, but there's a couple of good games.
Which means one thing, gentlemen. Upsets are coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes the weeks that you don't think are going to be all that good end up producing the craziest results. So I do agree with that.
Yeah. Well, you guys
Florida's underrated.
Yeah.
You guys aren't pumped for Ohio State Grambling?
Yeah. Grambling's going to cover the spread. Okay.
I don't even think there is a spread.
Yeah, Sean,
there's not. I'm kidding completely. There's not.
Yeah, that's a
that game is so bad. Like, it's so bad. Fox wouldn't even take that one.
You want to hear something crazy? Grambling's opening game yesterday was against an NAIA team.
Wow.
You go from playing an NAIA team to the #1 defending national champions in front of.
Yeah, and the #1 ranked team, because that's what they're going to be. So, yeah.
yeah.
That's a step up if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, slight increase in difficulty of competition.
That's crazy. So, I will say the Friday night slate sucks too. Like, the best games, James Madison at Louisville. There's nothing.
Northern Illinois, Maryland, Eastern Washington, Boise, Western Illinois, Northwest. Great.
Western Illinois, Northwestern's like just trash.
That just means
that game somehow close. If it is, it's just because Northwestern is like garbage. There's nothing a week's late.
I get sleep. Yay! I get sleep.
Yeah, all these academic schools, God, they're just like in the tank. I don't know if it's NIL or portal. I mean, they can't really use the portal very much. These schools, and I don't know.
I mean, I'm looking at week 3. Like, week 3 Friday night, you've got Colorado, Houston, Kansas State, Arizona on a Friday night. So you've already, and NC State Wake's on Thursday. You've already got some games,
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit it, boys. I might do a video on my channel, but I'll probably do it.
All right, man. Tell your friends, family, and the cashiers and post about the magic that Will and D is creating on his channel. You won't want to miss it.
I appreciate you stopping by, Will, and again, hate Notre Dame lost, but still hope you win the bet at the end of the day.
Yeah, CJ. Oh yeah, at least we got a quarterback.
CJ Carl looking good, man, but definitely hope Notre Dame can turn it around.
Here we go. Let's get Will over to 1,000 subs.
You have a great night, Will.
There we
Week
go.
3 slate looks better than week 2, though, to me. I mean, week 2 is kind of weak, but
Yeah. Can you pull up week 2 here, Jackson?
Oh,
do that,
yeah,
Jackson.
Huh?
Can you pull it up? I'm in the browser. That's kind of hard to do that.
Oh, my bad.
All these are pictures that I took. Like, this is not like actually pulled up right now.
These are like screenshots.
Yes, these are literally screenshots. I did. This is not. I'm not scrolling at all. I mean, the thing is that I'm in 2 different like StreamYards, 2 browsers. It just doesn't work in this one. So yeah, it's complicated. So I can't really up anything.
There's kind of an interesting result that I hadn't even known about right there. Arizona State 38-19 over Northern Arizona. Northern Arizona, best to my knowledge, is not one of the premier FCS programs.
Okay.
That's interesting that game wasn't a complete.
Okay, so I've got it in the. Let me know if you could pull it up, Jeffrey.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Remove. There we go. Gotcha.
Awesome.
We got a $9.99 super sticker from Godfather of the SEC. Appreciate that, Godfather. Always appreciate you for all your support in the chat and calling in, and appreciate the super sticker. And definitely, again, hoping it's a good sign for things to come for Alabama in the future. We could turn it around. Appreciate it a lot. But yeah, thank you, Jackson, for pulling that up. Yeah, the week 2 slate, though, man. Let's see what we got.
Yeah. So James Madison, Louisville might be kind of interesting. I don't know.
I mean, that's it. On Friday night, that's the only game. It's like, and if it was Kurt Signetti, James Madison, it's really good.
Yeah.
But,
Northern Eastern Washington, Boise State. I mean, given how bad Boise looked the first week,
maybe it's competitive.
Even if it's competitive, though, it's not really that interesting.
Well, so I've kind of got my schedule cut out for me on Friday. Write my 3 summaries for the night to prepare.
Friday, I just go to sleep at like 4 in the afternoon so I can wake up like Saturday morning at a really decent time to get ready for game day. Like that's it. Like I'm joking. Obviously, I'm not going to go to bed at 4 in the afternoon on Friday, but there's Friday night's just garbage. There's nothing. I'm sorry. There's that is a trash slate.
Yeah. Okay.
Trash.
Auburn.
Please tell me you're not having Sean McDonough call Texas San Jose State. I'm going to be pissed if that happens.
Hey, might.
Ugh.
He won't be breaking out the puberty voice in that one.
No.
There won't be any.
He'll just go, and it's caught, touchdown, Texas. Like, yeah.
That Illinois Duke game's good. I mean, I think that's a good game. It's not an elite game, but it could be all right.
My feeling is if Illinois is anything close to what they're made out to be, they should win that game pretty comfortably, like without, by like a touchdown or 2. It shouldn't be a nail biter. But
do you have any concern for Indiana after week 1?
No. I was a little bit surprised they gave up a touchdown early in the game, but
Kansas State.
I think they're probably going to be about 7-5, 8-4 anyway. That was my feeling. I felt like their offense, they call it lightning in a bottle last year. I don't think that energy is kind of hard to replicate. They'll still be a good team by Indiana standard. But.
Yeah, I mean 7-5 is great most years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most fans would still be extremely satisfied. It would be disappointing after last year.
Yeah,
I'd be upset with 7-5. I would not be. I mean, I would hope they do better. it would not be bad at all, and people would still be pretty satisfied.
Oh, dudes, this is where my eyes will be on the Cy-Hawk Trophy.
Honestly, between this game and Illinois Duke, whatever game's more competitive is going to be the one I'm watching.
Yeah, well,
I'm probably going to watch Iowa State more because it's an in-state rivalry. I mean, like Illinois Duke's fun and all, but I like the in-state rivalry more because, like, and plus, if Ferentz wins, he'll be the winningest coach in the Big Ten.
if there's, I mean, if there's more than like 10 points at halftime, I might start watching. Mm-hmm. I mean, that game is always kind of a slog. Just kind of
boring. It's kind of a boring game.
You want to know what's funny about the Iowa State rivalry, Jim?
Yeah. What was that? But
you want to know what's funny about the Iowa State rivalry, gents? So, as it shows, it's in Ames, Iowa. The last time Iowa State has won in Ames was in 2011.
Wow.
And since then, all the wins Iowa State has gotten against Iowa were in Iowa City in 2012, in 2014, in 2022, and last season.
Wow. Home field, not a big deal in this one, huh?
Nope.
Guess
well, yeah.
I'm going to bring Dave B on real quick. Appreciate you for oh, wait. He disappeared. But Dave Brown was with us. I was going to bring Dave Brown on. Dave Brown, the bourbon hunter, Louisville fan, and he disappeared. But if he's able to come back, I'm going to bring him on. So we talk about Louisville or whatever. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they've got one of the premier games next weekend, right, against James Madison.
Yeah, James Madison's a great game.
James Madison, circle it. Okay, so moving on. Kent State, Texas Tech, garbage. Northwestern State, Minnesota.
Well, Kent State's the alma mater of Mark Rogers. So
Kent State almost lost to Merrimack. They beat Merrimack by 4. Okay, they're bad. They are trash. That's why Tech's favored by 50 almost. Not Texas Tech is favored by 7 scores. Kent State is.
Well, yeah, I had a keen eye on that one. I was disappointed. I was trying to pull that game up on my iPad, and because it said it had an ESPN Plus watch, and it didn't show up. I don't know. I guess whoever was running the feed just didn't have it going or something. So I just had to follow it on the Gamecast. And I was following Kent State Merrimack on the Gamecast.
Oh, man.
Virginia, NC State.
A non-conference game.
Half-point fair, NC State. That's a game right there, for us college ball diehards. Look at that.
That's a non-conference game, Virginia, NC State.
Yeah, NC State, Virginia is a non-con game. And
I hate those, man. I hate those non-conference conference games. That is dumb. I'm real on right now just to hear his thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on non-conference conference games?
It's dumb. It's confusing. I hate it. I don't understand it.
Thank you, Darrell. I agree wholeheartedly. Why is that a thing? You can't be in the same conference and call it a non-conference game. That is dumb.
Especially against two teams that were in the same conference. Like, at least last year we had the Big 12 excuse of, well, we're too stupid to plan out for a year in advance, so we're just going to have this as a non-conference non-conference game. But these two teams have been in this conference forever, so I don't get it. I mean, maybe it's because Indiana pulled out of scheduling Virginia.
Well, it's because the ACC didn't want North Carolina State going to App State. Henceforth, why?
Good God. Hold on. Time out. Can we just pause? This is why the ACC shouldn't get multiple bids in the playoffs. I mean, do we need to say anything more? The ACC is afraid of a mid to elite tier program within a mid to good team in the ACC going on the road to App State.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, the powerhouse of App State football, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
They couldn't even keep Joey Aguilar, man.
It made some sense because of the way that they had everything scheduled. Used to have the league structured with the division. I know that the genesis of it was like those 4 North Carolina schools. They couldn't play each other because they were separated in different divisions. So you would only like North Carolina and Wake Forest. I guess there's a rivalry there. I wasn't really aware, but
NC State ECU is a bigger rivalry than that.
Oh man.
They wanted to make sure that they didn't play like.
Bro, the fact we're even spending like 5 minutes on this game tells us how bad this week's slate is. Like,
come on,
yes.
wait, who's Pitt got? Scroll that up. Is that CMU? Yep, not Carnegie Mellon, but which would be interesting.
Bro, you know what would be so funny, by the way, if Florida State lost to East Texas A&M? That would just be like the most psychological.
Almost up there with Notre Dame beating A&M and then losing to Northern Illinois.
Oh yeah, it'd be so confusing because everybody would be like, "Well, we had Florida State 1-1, but man, not this way." It would be so funny. Oh my god.
That would be embarrassing.
It's like you'd have like a meme of like somebody climbing Mount Everest, but then they can't even step over a crack or something. It's like, I mean, it's just, I don't know, dude.
Oh Lord, Texas A&M, Utah State.
This slate is garbage, man. It is pretty garbage.
Pretty garbage. I mean, it is complete trash. Oregon, Oklahoma State was supposed to be a good game, but Oklahoma State
3 years ago it would be.
Right, but Oklahoma State could barely beat UT Martin.
Gundy is
the Leanne Herring Bowl. The Leanne Herring Bowl. There we go. Ole Miss, Kentucky.
I will say this: I don't know how, but Kentucky is more likely to win this game according to Vegas than last year. Last year we were 15-point underdogs. This year we're only 10-point underdogs.
I think it more speaks to Ole Miss being perceived as a worse team.
Bro, we almost lost to Toledo.
This is a worse team, and you're at home.
Okay, 3 points for at home. And did you see Kentucky play last week? Did you see Zach Quezada?
Barely beat Toledo.
Yeah, exactly. We're a worse team than last year.
Toledo's generally. I don't know.
What if they upset Ole Miss? If Kentucky upsets Ole Miss, that would be interesting.
Bro, we're back. We're going to the playoffs, baby. If that happens, I'm going to be straight on the delusional train.
Expand the field. 48 teams this year.
The Border War's back, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be awesome. Kansas, Missouri coming back.
No, that's the best overall
game. I mean, Jalen Daniels has looked good so far, so this game actually could be decent.
Did you see Missouri?
And Bo Pribula might make – we might have a situation at the end of the year where Penn State fans are wondering why did we keep Drew Aller and give up on –
It's like K-State fans with Will Howard, right?
Yeah. Well, I am legitimately – or Ohio State fans with Joe Burrow, even though the year Joe Burrow – transfer, Dwayne Haskins had a way better year than him. But Bo Pribula, I'm kind of high on him. I think that guy's got some juice.
I'm like a kid in a candy store because I get to see an old rivalry back, and I'm seeing an in-state rivalry.
Yeah. You'll see Jackson when Alabama, Georgia Tech is back. It would be like Christmas.
Oh man, I'm playing Peanuts music when that happens.
Yeah, it was the moment I knew the entire college world was on the precipice of getting completely turned upside down was when Missouri left a conference where they a mountain of history with like half the league. To join a league that they was way better and that they had absolutely no connection, no.
Yeah, and then Rutgers went to the Big Ten.
yeah, that happened afterwards.
Oh God!
Can we put West Virginia on upset alert?
They went from the American.
Yeah, we can do that.
This is true, Sean. This is true.
Yes.
Who's favored in that Ohio-West Virginia game? I want to be surprised.
Nobody yet, as it shows.
Yeah. There's no spread yet.
I'm not trolling. I want to be surprised if Ohio's favored to win that game.
No, not either. And that's an
West
interesting
Virginia
game.
will be favored, but I know what you mean.
Okay.
Those two schools are only like 90 minutes apart, something like that.
Yeah,
so
they're pretty close.
So it's kind of an interesting sort of battle for West Appalachians.
Could we see South Florida bringing their A game against Florida like they did against Bama the last 2 years?
This is sad, Hummus. This is sad. The only thing is, Buckeyes Purdue was on Big Noon, Colorado Delaware 3:30, but this is still sad. Like Fox showing this game, no one cares at all.
I'm not watching it.
Wait. Colorado is playing Delaware.
Fox needs Jesus is what they need. They need Jesus.
What's the Big Noon game next week?
Iowa
State.
What? Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, Sahawk.
We want to see a 7-3 game. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want is a 7-3 game or a 7-2 game or a 5-3 game. I mean, that's what we're all saying.
I think Indiana Kennesaw State should be on Fox then.
Well, I'm not sure.
Delaware is.
Kennesaw State plays Indiana. Indiana might lose that game.
Oh, man, we need to talk about South Florida for a little bit. Can South Florida...
Kennesaw State almost beat Wake Forest.
Right, and Indiana was struggling against something called Old Dominion.
Oh, James Scott makes a good point. It was December of 2011. Boise State and San Diego State were going to join the Big 12, but then I think it was like weeks before Christmas of 2012, Boise State and San Diego State backed out of joining the Big East to stay in the Mountain West. They're like, nope, we're staying. We're good.
Who's a more natural fit for the Big East than Boise State and San
Yeah, it's like when Louisiana Tech. It's like when Louisiana Tech was in the WAC.
That's a good point, Sean. I hadn't thought about that until you said it.
It's like how did Gavin Newsom and Kimberly Guilfoyle not work out? Like how did that like?
Oh man!
Oh man!
Like TCU was going to join the Big East. It started in 2012 when they announced in December 2010. But then, like, they saw the Big 12 had an opening, and in October 2011, they're like, you know what? We're replacing Texas A&M.
Honestly, the Big East collapse is when all this started getting messed up. College football with conferences and all. The Big East collapse. Because, I mean, now we've lost the Pac-12. And I don't care. Oh, the Pac-12's coming back. Pac-12's dead. It's dead. It's gone. It's history.
Yeah, so one of their two teams almost lost to Idaho.
The Pac-12. I mean, it's all started with the Big East's collapse.
Oh, man. South Florida, man.
I kind of think the Big East collapse was almost better for the league. I think it was better for the league's basketball brand that it did because then it could kind of expand in the right way as a basketball conference rather than trying to incorporate like South Florida.
University of Alaska doesn't even have a football team.
Is there even a University of Alaska? I know
there's it's called the University. It's Anchorage, Alaska. It has Anchorage in the name.
They don't have. It's kind of like Cal Berkeley, right? University of Anchorage, Alaska. I've seen that, but they don't have a football team.
Right.
One time I was like, I want to see if Alaska had a football team. They got like high school, I think, but they don't have a college football team.
It's the only state without a college football team.
They need to get one. Get one and put them in the Sun Belt.
How come the Pac-12 just didn't expand to Alaska? I mean, we heard people talking about expanding to Canada, so might as well include Alaska in there. I mean,
yeah, and Alaska Fairbanks. That's fair. There is an Alaska Fairbanks.
Yeah. They could have brought in Simon Fraser from British Columbia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Pac-12 would do something high-minded like that. They'll expand to Guam as well while they're at it, and Puerto Rico.
American Samoa.
Jesus.
Yeah, don't worry, Jackson. We would rather talk about the battle of the worst team possibly to exist this college football season, including FCS and Army Kansas State. I mean, one team lost to Tarleton State, which I still don't know what their mascot is, and then Kansas State, which should have lost to North Dakota.
Kansas State sucks.
Tarleton State.
South Florida, Florida's better.
Tarleton State has my least favorite mascot in college football or in any sport. I hate this nickname. They are the Texans.
Okay, this is the main.
Arizona State at Mississippi State, I actually think could be decent.
Yeah, Mississippi State's going to win that game. And everybody's going to be, minds are going to explode like, whoa, how did this happen? Is Mississippi State? No, Arizona State's crap. They're a bad football team. They were last year. They almost lost this game last year. They only beat Northern Arizona by 19.
Yeah.
Did you see that game, Mississippi State Southern Miss?
Oh man,
Mississippi State.
I saw bits and pieces of it, but I mean they beat the hell out of.
I didn't see a single second of it, but
Mississippi State dominated them. It was 34-17. I mean, for Mississippi State, a team that was projected to go winless in the SEC, that's a good win for them.
Well, they're supposed to, but
no, I don't think they were. Were they supposed to win that game?
Yeah.
Yes, they were favored.
Michigan, Oklahoma, that's going to be a good one.
Southern Miss is terrible.
Southern Miss hasn't been good in years.
No.
Yeah, I remember a period like in the late 90s, early 2000s, they were the best team in that state.
Well, the reason I'm saying this is because Marshall, head coach, went to Southern Miss last offseason and took like literally their entire team. So much they couldn't even play in that bowl game.
Right.
So they basically played Marshall's last year team.
So think about how wild this is and how bad this looks on Marshall's program. They won the Conference USA championship last year, and their coach left for a team in the same league that went 1-11. Like, could you imagine that? Yeah, Kenny Dillingham is just going to jump and become the head coach at Oklahoma State, or Ryan Day leaves for Purdue. Like that should never happen at a properly run school.
Well, Michigan, Oklahoma, that should be pretty fun.
Just to give you Vegas odds, because I know everything's SEC bias, I guess including Vegas. Oklahoma's a 5.5-point favorite. Arizona State's only 6.5-point favorites. So that kind of shows.
Right here it says Oklahoma's a 2.5-point favorite.
If Virginia Tech doesn't beat Vanderbilt, expect their head coach be on a massive hot seat.
Oh, he's probably toast, man. Virginia Tech sucks.
It's a disaster.
Talk about that Michigan-Oklahoma game, because I think it's an interesting one. I think I don't know if I can call them frauds. I just don't think either one is very good right now. They both look kind of very uninspiring against just dog shit competition this weekend.
I think Oklahoma looked better.
Yeah, I want to say this, Sean, as well. I'm looking online at one of those websites. BetMGM, Caesars, DraftKings, FanDuel all have it around 5 or 5.5. ESPN Bet has it 2.5 points lower than literally every other line you can find.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, well, I guess I better get on ESPN Bet after I hang up here.
Yeah, I mean, the disparity between them and everyone else is pretty jarring. I actually have never seen anything like that before. So,
hey, Sean. James Scott says Ryan Day is going to end up at Purdue if Michigan beats Ohio. Okay.
We'll make a trade for Barry Allen.
Where'd the mustache go, Dave Brown? Long time no see.
Appreciate you for coming on, Dave Brown.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. Been pretty interesting weekend, as you saw. I picked 13 games and I got the 10 easy ones, but I lost all three of the big ones. with Clemson. I did hit with Miami, so I picked 24-21 on that one. It was a 3-point game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean those. Yeah, you just never know where. Yeah, I think on our confidence pool picks, I had like Ohio State, Texas, and Clemson, LSU as my two.
Oh, Lord.
I gotta look at my confidence picks because I don't remember what I even did.
Yeah, well, I found it really interesting. Like almost everyone had the Texas Ohio State game as a 1 or 2 pointer. Like no one had any idea how that game was
I
going.
mean, what did I have?
You could pull it up, Jeffrey.
Oh, here we go.
Right now, I don't remember. I only had that one as a 2-point confidence. Man, that sucks. Dude, I had Utah as 3 points. I should have had that one as more.
The Clay Helton Bowl between USC, Georgia.
South Carolina had as a 10-point conference. I got the Clemson one wrong. I got Notre Dame wrong. And I got Oregon State. Thank God I gave Oregon State no confidence, though.
Yeah, interesting one there with Boston College and Michigan State. That's kind of.
Yeah, it's a revenge game for Old Michigan State.
Well, I mean, like how fucking moronic are the ADs at MSU to schedule this game at the same time as Michigan, Oklahoma?
You call it moronic. I think it's genius. Everybody cannot see how bad of a football team Michigan State is.
Hey, Darrell, right now in the ESPN Pick'em thing that we're in, Joey Foster's number 1.
Yeah.
2. Sean Garner's 3. I'm 4th, and Jackson's in 6th. Will is 7th. Alabama Richie's 8th. SG1 Sports is 9. Manimal Matt's at 10. So yeah, me, you, and Sean are pretty high to real, and Joey's number 1, and Jackson's right behind.
So you mean I'm in last?
Well, it's close too. We didn't have NC State or North Carolina TCU in the pool, did we? We didn't have that.
So we're done for the week. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
do they have the next?
We're doing pretty good though.
Do they have the next games of pull up, or are they waiting till after Monday? The first week's always the hardest to remember because they do it on a different time. It's usually the day after. They'll update it with the game.
I'm just
they already have the games. They already have the games pulled up.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, there we go.
Elections, man. I don't know what I'm picking yet. My mind's still on week 1.
Oh, I got Stanford, BYU, San Diego State, Washington State.
BYU is going to destroy and humiliate Stanford. I mean, Hawaii got absolutely humiliated by Arizona.
Yeah, BYU's probably going to beat them by 40.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to BYU for not taking the foot off the gas, Portland State.
Yeah, and shout out to former BYU quarterback Jake Retzloff, who destroyed Northwestern. Tulane.
Oh, wow. I am tied first with Darrell, Richie, and Jeffrey. Nice.
What? What are you talking about?
On the standard picks.
The standard pick. I was looking at the other one with the confidence picks.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think I'm in that. The standard pool.
There we go. Well, that's all the games we got for week 2. Like, that's a pretty bad slate.
Yeah, we're all tied in the standard picks. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. We're doing pretty good. I mean, the only game that really hurt me is I put a lot of confidence on Clemson.
Jesus, we were all confident in Oregon State.
It let me down. I'm glad I was not confident in Oregon State. I put that as a 1, and they suck, dude. I'm telling you, the Pac-2 is trash. Washington State barely beat Idaho in the battle for the Palouse, and Oregon State got murdered by Cal. Freaking Cal, who lost Mendoza, Jade Knott, tons of their best players, and Cal killed them. So Oregon State, Washington State's not representing the Pac-2 very well right now.
Yeah, no.
Sorry if I closed the screen for week 2. Or is there any more things we need to look at for week 2?
Well, I think we need to break down the Sam Houston Hawaii game for about 10
Oh yeah,
minutes.
great game, great, just fire game, man. Better than Army K-State.
I take it that's sarcasm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. You're starting
Jackson,
to
I don't
figure
see
it
the
out,
game.
Jackson. You're getting it now.
I'm looking for those games in week 2, Jackson, and it says you're a little early. So I don't know if you got some sorcery or I'm being locked out because I'm winning right now, but you know.
It's a conspiracy.
Jackson's never been told he's early in his life. The real.
Oh man. Yeah, it's coming up for me on the standard picks and the confidence one. I'm not gonna put them in yet. I'm gonna leave the tab open though.
Well,
so
can you show me your screen? That way I can verify this information and know this isn't some elaborate prank against me. Because that would be fun.
Pull it up, Jackson. I can't do it, but I do have it pulled up.
Oh, the week 2 schedule or the college pick?
No, the picks thing on ESPN.
Oh, here we go.
The confidence one's the standard one, whatever. I can't do it because I'm in the browser. Don't work for sharing junk. But yeah, so if you can pull it up so the real will know the truth.
Oh, by
This
the
is
way,
the confidence.
shout out to me for switching Fresno State and Georgia Southern. I don't know why I picked Georgia Southern in one of them and Fresno in the other, but
Yeah. So which one did you pick? Which one did you pick? Fresno in.
the confidence one.
Okay, so if you wouldn't have switched those around, then I would have been in second, probably.
Yeah, so then do week 2.
Yeah, click on week 2.
Because that's what he's wanting to see if it's already showing up, which it is for me.
I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, that's standard. My bad.
It's fine. Either one, it should work.
Yeah, just pull up week 2 on anybody. Anybody.
Oh, they don't have week 2 out yet.
It's doing it for me.
Yes.
I'll just take a screenshot of it if you can't get it. I'll just take a screenshot because I have them right here, dude. It's showing up. I just can't share my screen. It's not working. But
hopefully I'll figure it out later on.
Oh,
see, he finally got it. Finally got it as I'm about to pull it up. Jack finally got it. It's there.
I'm so used to them putting the games out on Mondays.
They're not. No, they're already there. I mean, I haven't.
Okay, so here we go.
See, there's my screenshot. It's working.
Well, it's not for me. I'll send a picture to Jackson.
So wait, we got Iowa State, UConn's.
Get back up.
We got it. Is this part of the confidence pool?
Yeah, that's this is standard pick.
Yeah, the confidence one has next to it the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on how confident you are on the games. That's just the standard.
Yeah, Sean, it's literally the same thing. All the games are going to be the exact same.
Oh, okay.
You just get to put your confidence level on who's going to win on the other one.
Right. It just rewards certain
points if you pick a high confidence on game and you get it wrong.
Yeah. Won't get.
Jeez. Come on.
How many leagues do you have? How many pools are you in, Jackson?
I'm in 2. Just the 2
I
that
got
Jackson's going.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm only in 2. I don't have time to do 50 of them, man. I don't know. Jackson might be in like 100 of them.
So let's see.
3 groups.
Okay, so let's take a look here. What's on the menu?
Iowa State, UConn, Cuse, Illinois, Duke. Baylor, SMU.
right.
Virginia, NC State, Kansas, Missouri. Some interesting games. West Virginia, Ohio. Everyone bet Ohio. 2% bet Ohio. Michigan, Oklahoma.
Wait. 2% on Ohio? On Ohio?
That's what show right there. Go back up,
Yeah,
Jackson.
I might be one of those 2%. I mean, Ohio almost beat
2%
Rutgers.
picked. Only 2% are going with Ohio. Unreal.
Yeah, and was it West Virginia? I think had the most portal turnover in the country this offseason. Like their team is like 100% different.
Yeah, I think they lost 4 fumbles against Robert Morris. Not that they had 4 fumbles, but they lost 4.
What was the score? I mean, I paid no attention to that game whatsoever.
It was either 45 or 42-3.
Yeah.
Interesting games they selected.
Mm-hmm.
Not easy to pick some of them.
I thought it was interesting this weekend. Like, how did they get Utah State and UTEP on the menu?
I have no idea.
Why was that one of the games?
So, does the winner get bragging rights?
The winner takes over Jackson's channel, I think.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, we gain admin status, and we can,
status,
and we can go in God mode, and we can just troll your account.
Yeah.
Just start posting OnlyFans content.
Yeah,
I
no.
was gonna ask. Speaking of annoying stuff,
instant ban.
I was gonna ask, why is Dave Portnoy trying to be the Big Ten Homer character when he's clearly a Michigan Homer?
I try to ignore Dave Portnoy as much as I possibly can.
He represents your conference, Sean.
Listen, I'm really, really happy he is a Michigan fan because he is one of the most obnoxious and annoying human beings. And honestly, kind of like Barstool as an entity, I think is one of the most worthless, garbage publications there is.
Well, see, to me, I like to think of it as they thought, who's the smartest person we can find in the Midwest? And they thought, Dave Portnoy.
Well, Dave Portnoy is not in the Midwest. He was there for like 4 years to go to get shit-faced in college in Ann Arbor.
Nobody voluntarily stays in the Midwest, Sean. I mean, murders get less than that, it feels like, nowadays. So
you live in Kentucky, Darrell.
Yeah, it's called the South, Sean.
Hey! You see this right here behind me? Those are lights, Darrell. You know what they're powered by? It's electricity. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this.
Oh, we have that. We don't have internet. We got plumbing as well now.
Yeah. I heard about that. Was that part of the Build Back Better bill that they finally got indoor plumbing to?
No, that was the big beautiful bill.
Oh, okay.
That's why we had the fight so hard for it, Sean.
I knew it was relatively recent, so.
Hey, relax, guys.
I just like how uncomfortable Jeffrey is when we're having this conversation. Like, you can visibly tell he wants to talk about basically anything else on earth.
I don't have anything to say right now.
No, but I am going to say this. Like, if Dave Portnoy was an Ohio State fan, I would still hate him. Like, he is just that. He is just.
I respect you for saying that. I respect you for saying that. At least even like you're not one of those guys that like, oh, he's a Buckeye fan. I don't care how delusional he is. I love the guy. At least you're not like that.
I will say that the whole ban was was he banned? Was he not banned? He's definitely banned. Ohio State assault. Like that whole thing was really odd and confusing to me.
Portnoy's a jackass.
And I have no idea if it was true or not, and I'm glad that no one's talking about it anymore.
He mentioned it during his thing. He was like, well, I have to give my picks out here, and you all know why I'm out here, but...
Yeah. He's such a clown, because it's my issue with Portnoy is he has this whole attitude of he could say whatever the hell he wants and how he feels, and that's just how he feels, by God. But you make a joke about whatever he's doing, he'll just go, "Shut the fuck up, you bald fuck."
Well, he's he's so fucking lame. It's whenever he says
you can tell it's 1:38 in the morning right now.
well, I would say whenever he says or does anything that is kind of provocative, I just don't believe it. I think he's just doing it for effect.
I like his one bite pizza.
But then he does get super offended very easily.
He's one of those guys that could dish it out but can't take it. That's like my whole issue with it, really. But I mean, I like his one bite pizza review. I'll give him that. I will give him.
Yeah, show's gone, man. It's over. I'm all for it at this point.
I'm just happy the Big Ten has found their stalwart representative.
Hey, we lost after
Who's
dark.
are the bison? Who's are the bison, baby?
The bison.
We got a mascot now, Sean. We got a mascot, Bloomington.
Who is it?
Who's are the bison? Our old bison mascot from the 60s has made a return. He dropped in from the sky off a parachute. Man.
I am completely unaware of this. You
didn't see that at all?
No, I did not. Because I wasn't watching Indiana Old Dominion. Shockingly
That's a shame. That's a shame, Sean. I can't believe that.
Yeah, you missed a competitive football game, Sean. Those were far and few between.
Yeah, God, you know what? That exact same time I was watching Alabama, Florida State, and that was not a competitive football.
I know, you should have changed it on. Exactly my point.
Hey, big mistake, Sean. Big mistake. Here he is. Here he is. Who's are the bison? Yeah.
Obviously, when I think of Indiana, the first thing I think about is their bison just roaming the streets.
You see, it's so cool. I mean, this dude, man.
It should be a windmill.
He airdropped in, and then he was riding a motorcycle, man. This dude is cool.
No, it should be a wind turbine because I've driven through Indiana many times in my life, and I see nothing but wind farms.
He's pretty happy.
And if they wanted to piss off the current administration, they would definitely do it.
There he is in the sky, man, being dropped in. So, yeah, it was a pretty big deal. It was so funny, though, because when Indiana went down 7-0, people were like, get rid of the bison. He's a curse.
Did you see Colorado got rid of their Ralph bison?
What?
Yeah, so Colorado got rid of theirs.
Wait. So Indiana has a bison mascot, and the Colorado Buffaloes don't?
Okay,
no?
Is it a buffalo, bison, whatever? They had an old one who died or something or retired. They had a new one, and then it's like, oh, this one doesn't want to train, so we got to get rid of it before it even sees the field.
Oh my gosh.
So Ralph 6 literally never saw a game on the field. So they're going to Ralph 7.
Wait, so they're not just renaming the next Ralph 6?
No.
Yeah, Yeah, the only reason that they do a bison is because there's some like historical thing with Indiana and bison from like the early 1800s or something. That's the only reason. So it's like some part of their state seal or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. Well, literally, bison and buffalo are like the same thing. They're roughly the same. They're basically the same. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a zoologist, but I mean, it sounds right to me. They're like, this is the thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's cool. Like Indiana needs a mascot, man. That's good. You get some good apparel with the bison. Get some. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's good. It's good for the school. Indiana, they're on the rise. They're on the up. Now they got a nice mascot to support, especially since Colorado ain't cool anymore. Oh, yeah. I don't care. I use cool right now. We got Signetti and a bison.
So is that a buffalo, Dave?
Yep.
Well,
very convenient.
That's the thing. It was called. This is made on the old Buffalo Trail or Trace. That's why they call the brand Buffalo Trace. Now, these animals were prominent in Kentucky, and they would cross the Ohio River into Indiana. And I suppose they met up with their buffalo cousin. But were they buffalo or were they bison? Or are they the same? I'm not the biologist either, like Jeff was saying. Anyway, yeah, it's weird. But bison were really, trust me, 250 years ago, we were eating bison.
250 years ago, all of our ancestors were eating bison.
There was an interesting on one of these YouTube channels, JJ McCullough. He makes a lot of interesting like history and like pop, like culture shows, and they said something like there are like sort of like 7 animals that are kind of like central to American like pop culture. They show up all the time, and only it's like. Lions and tigers, bears.
Oh my!
Yes, exactly. But like everyone's favorite animals, almost none of them are actually like animals native to America.
I guess it's because they're rare or they're not. And people like some of that.
Well, it was entirely because they were imported in as circus animals. In the like late 1800s, early 1900s, when they had these traveling circuses.
My father's back.
So like there are 7 animals. There are 7 animals in the animal crackers, right? The animal crackers you have, only one is native, is an actual American animal.
Everything you were going to say, Sean, with the 7 animals. I didn't think animal crackers wasn't the direction you're going. I thought there'd be some symbol or like archaeology discovery about it.
No, but it's part of like how animals resonate on our consciousness. Like, you think of animals and you think of crocodiles.
Flamingos.
Yeah.
Flamingos. Yes.
Yes.
None of those are almost none of the animals we think of are actually from America.
They were imported.
Yes.
I wanted to ask Darrell, did y'all get inside plumbing from the Big Beautiful Bill?
No, we did not, Godfather. That was a joke. I'm glad you found it funny, though, because there's a lot of people in this state where you drive by, and they look, it's like a time capsule in parts of the state. Like, you'll go somewhere, and there'll be nothing except one house. The biggest building will be a church. The second biggest building will be a school, and then there'll be one grocery store. I mean, there's some places like that in this state if you go further enough.
You started this, Jackson.
Yeah, it's called like night.
I'd like to be clear. He lives in Kentucky, but I live in Louisville. Totally different animal.
Louisville's a state. It's the 51st state.
No, I wish.
This is too funny.
No, a lot of people, when they think of Louisville, they think of the picture books from school about Kentucky that talks about how there's just farm and horses. They don't realize there's actual buildings and stuff in Louisville, Kentucky. It like blows people's mind.
Yeah, Louisville's a legit city. Like, and like Covington, across from Cincinnati is a city. Like, there's stuff. It's like Mississippi. Like, the Memphis suburbs, South Haven, Olive Branch, they have buildings, that's smaller, but like it exists, it's not just nothing. America is not what it used to be. Like every state, even probably West Virginia, it got stuff.
No, it's West Virginia is the one that's actually left out of this.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have Huntington, Marshalls there.
Bro, I'll be honest, Jeffrey.
They gotta have something.
West Virginia is a great place to go whitewater rafting, and that's about
it. Yeah.
They don't have any toilets, so I mean that's a problem.
The only place I could stop to get gas in West Virginia when I had to go through it was Morgantown. I had to drive an hour and a half to get gas because there was no exit that had gas.
Exactly.
There's no exit that has gas. Well, that's like if you're out in like West Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you're out in West.
Yeah,
like there's nothing out there, man.
I literally one time I went to Lubbock. I had to fly in to Odessa, which is about like 90 minutes away.
There's nothing out there, man.
On the cab ride there, because I was there actually before there were Ubers, definitely in that part of the country. I saw nothing, and it was. I've never seen any land as flat as I did. I looked and I'm like, I've never been able to see this far on land ever, anywhere. Like the only way I've ever been able to like see that far into the distance is when I'm like on Lake Michigan. Like, holy shit!
Were you able to
imagine being out there? I mean, you see like on a map.
3 miles away. What?
Yeah.
Were you able to see the curvature of the Earth?
The curvature? I was able to confirm the shape of the Earth. Yes.
Is it round? Is it round, Sean, or is the Earth round?
It's cubic, actually. You could actually see like the edge of it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Christopher Columbus blew off the edge of the Earth.
Yeah, if you look close, there's some cat that's just constantly pushing stuff off the edge. You get close to it.
Yeah, but like what I was saying about Lubbock, though, when you see like Lubbock on a map, like those western Texas cities, you just have a big circle of city, and then it just ends. You know what I'm saying? Like it just ends, and then the rest of it's just like nothing. It's like little dots, like Lubbock, Odessa. Abilene, Amarillo, all those cities. It's just got the city, and then you've got nothing after that. You just got roads that connect these things, and there's nothing between them. It ain't like North Carolina where you've got like I-40, and you've got like between Asheville and Winston-Salem, you've got Statesville and Mocksville and Hickory and Conover and Morganton and Marion and all these small little towns that you can get gas and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 miles away, there's your next city. Out in Texas, you've got city, nothing, city, nothing, city, nothing. On the west side especially. It's just weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's interesting. That's one of the most important areas in the country for us because that's like about that Permian Basin out there. That is where like half of our oil that we produce comes from.
Yeah.
And
not surprising.
The reason it's all set up like that is just because like you have to have some cities to like support like the oil field people working in the oil fields out there. Otherwise, they're like legitimately it'd be like Wyoming. There would be like nothing out there.
Go.
I think we're all out of thoughts.
No
I
wonder.
think Godfather liked my jokes so much he decided to chop on string.
Listen,
Godfather
I'm
has
just
never
I'm
come
just
back
getting
for a
everybody.
second round, so you did something right, Darrell.
I'm just getting
Listen.
everybody promoted.
no wonder
Yeah,
George
we've got
Strait
Sean Garner's X and Blue Sky. We've got the Real MVP's X. We've got Dave the Bourbon Hunter's YouTube and my Twitter /X. Appreciate that, Jackson.
Hey, Darrell. That's why George Strait sang Amarillo by morning. There's nothing that Jeffrey's right. There's nothing out there, man. I worked in the oil and energy and gas field. That's what I retired out of. And Sean's right. That's where the oil comes from. He's exactly correct.
Yeah. Well, there was an old poker player. He had this line about Amarillo. He said, because I guess for about 100 years, the population of Amarillo never changed. And he said that's because every time a girl got pregnant, a guy left town.
Yeah.
That was the song
I
16.
refute or agree with that, so okay.
I'm glad we're not on Mark Rogers' stream.
It'd be game over at that point.
Yeah, Mark Rogers went to bed a little while ago.
Oh yeah, he's smart. Yeah. And if I had to be up tomorrow, it's Labor Day. If I had to be up tomorrow, I wouldn't be live right now. Still, I'd be done. We're good. We got to end the stream. I literally did say when I started the stream I wasn't going to stay live till 2 a.m. Here we are. But but this is gold. This is comedic gold. So better than SNL. So I'll take it.
Man, like the Alabama show, like we'll be going. We'll be talking a little bit about Monroe Week for a bit. We'll be paying tributes to Leroy Jordan, and we're probably going to be talking a little bit about Kalen DeBoer quite a lot. And
we'll be talking a lot about Kalen DeBoer tomorrow. And
are you going to pay tribute to Alabama's football team as well?
Oh, Darrell, come on.
You think
we might have to if we lose to UL Monroe, Darrell. We'll have to do that if we lose to UL Monroe.
Come on, Darrell. You're a Kentucky fan. That hurts. Come on.
I recognize bad football, sir. I'm a Class A expert in bad football.
I know bad football too, Darrell. I watched Indiana beat Akron in 4 overtimes a couple years ago. So I know.
I've seen Kentucky lose to those type of teams, Jeffrey.
Hey, they used to lose to those type of teams. Indiana's lost to Ball State tons of times. I know, man. I'm with you. We do have a winning record against Kentucky, though, historically. We're 18.
I know, that's how bad we are.
We're 18-17-1 against Kentucky. But besides that, we don't have like a winning record as anybody. But yeah, IU and Kentucky, man, a lot of bad football. But yeah, IU, man, we're ranked.
Bro, I can't wait when we play. We're going to lose like 56-7. It's going to be humiliating.
Oh shit!
Godfather, Alabama doesn't play Kentucky, right?
If they did, I'd get up under the damn bed.
I'd be happy because I think that's the only game we can win based on how I've seen everybody else play.
Yeah, Alabama is the only SEC team Kentucky can beat. All right.
Yeah. I mean, thank God we don't have Vanderbilt or Mississippi State on the schedule. We need to get Alabama on there.
We haven't fallen that far, Darrell. I don't think. Unreal.
If we lose in a month,
2 years ago, we would have never been having this conversation. That's how sad and that's how big and important Nick Saban was, man. Oh my gosh, this is humiliating.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
It is. I mean, we're laughing and cracking jokes, but it's rough. Like that legitimately was rough.
It's bad.
But the comedic part of them.
I mean, like, this is like the most spoiled fan base outside of maybe my own.
Yeah, I'm about to say, like, if it ain't us, it's you. I mean, we're spoiled, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, that's like it's. There have got to be some fans going through some things, but like, I mean,
yeah, they've seen some things right now.
Alabama fans of my age can at least remember, the early 2000s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't good,
No, it wasn't. No.
So. Hey, Moose had a comment here. I think it might deserve.
Someone see Michael Campbell. I'm worried about his well-being. Moose was asking about Michael Campbell.
I'm worried about it too after that game. I think we all should be worried about his well-being.
Who is Michael Campbell? I just
he's a massive Notre Dame fan.
Yeah,
massive Notre Dame. Okay, yeah, I guess I'm just not familiar.
Well, you recognize them because they put a clover at the end of every single one of their comments, and that makes them cool, as if it's just this mind-blowing thing that nobody could think of.
Well, that is probably why, because I think when I see that clover, like I just automatically ignore their comment. So that might be why that I don't, pay any attention.
Is it the bright color theory you use in there, Sean?
I'm sorry, what?
The bright color theory?
Yeah, yep, that's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what a night! What a night! I came back for second helpings. This is your fault, Jeffrey. It's your fault.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I brought everybody on. I don't usually do this very often, but we got this awesome cast of you guys. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, it's like you got Sean, the real Dave, Godfather, Jackson, Will. Like, it's great. Like, I mean, it's great. I love it. Appreciate all you guys for coming on. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if it was a school night or school day or whatever you want to call it tomorrow, I'd be like, all right, I'm not staying up this late, but man, we got Labor Day going on. We can have some fun tonight. It's been great, man. I mean, that's why I love these shows, man. It's like you just like we talking football, but then we can start talking about anything, like oil and the curvature of the earth. I mean, it's like anything is possible.
I came for the curvature.
I nearly stepped off the edge one time.
Traveling fool friendly. There's a happy Miami fan. Traveling fool.
Miami's gonna piss away a game they shouldn't.
It would be insane if Miami missed the playoffs after
Louisville goes down to Miami in about 6 weeks. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, you all got a good chance. I think Louisville.
Aren't we just ready, like, for Miami to like be undefeated and then just lose to Wake Forest or something like that?
Yeah, they'll lose like the final 3 games of the season or whatever. It'll be like 9-0, and then they lose their last 3 games and miss the playoffs.
I think Louisville, in all seriousness, get back some football. I think they got the best coach quarterback in their conference. I thought that going into the season. I'm more right after week 1 than before week 1 because Cade Klubnik is terrible. Mario Cristobal doesn't know how to coach. So, like, Louisville, Louisville just there, and nobody cares about them for some reason, but they're legit fan base, legit success over the last 2 or 3 years. Probably the most consistent program outside of Clemson, but nobody just mentions them because they're not this big brand.
We're flying under the radar. I wasn't super impressed with our game yesterday. Miller Moss, pretty pleased, except for 2 interceptions. The backup had an interception as well. It's a good thing that we were playing a really weak school like Eastern Kentucky. And having 3 interceptions, you wouldn't want to do that against a better team. It'll kill you. How many points would they get off that? 14, 21?
I like how Dave has elevated him to an elite fan, to where he can be up 41-0 and still be critical of his team. God bless you, sir. I wish my team was in that position.
Hey, you want to see elite? elite whining and and perpetual sour face. Like go on Ohio State football Twitter yesterday. We just beat the #1 team in the country, and I have never seen like a more nitpicky group of fans in my life. Well, we did give up a late touchdown.
It's like you're not going to shut out every team. You're not going to beat every team. It's not feasible. Even Nick Saban, we lost games. I mean, you can't win them all.
The aura over every Ohio State post game is overwhelmingly negative. Almost all the only time was during the playoffs. During the playoffs, we actually had positive attitude.
Literally, if you had negative thoughts about the playoffs, like you will never be happy.
I mean, like, well, we should have beaten. We were ahead by 31, and we only won by 25. So yeah,
it's like Indiana fans. I'm cracking up, Sean, because I never in my life thought this was impossible. We beat Old Dominion by 13. Should have won by more, but we didn't play our best. Kind of kept it conservative late. And Indiana fans online are like, "We didn't play good. What's going on? We could have won by more." And I'm like, "This is kind of cool." Indiana fans complaining about a win that was pretty all right. Like used to, this was like, we won. I didn't think we could beat Ball State. We won. It's like now it's like that wasn't very good. And I'm like, wow, this is Indiana now. Okay.
I mean, I could always give Indiana hell about canceling the home and home with Virginia. I'm always going to do that. It's like,
all right, we got rid of Louisville, Virginia, but it's like, if they change the playoff rules like they're claiming with the strength of schedule thing, and that hurts teams like Indiana that don't schedule, then Kurt Cignetti's already said that he would adjust. The AD has already said that they would adjust. They're waiting to see if they're going to punish teams like Indiana for that. They're claiming they're going to go hard on strength of schedule, but until they do, then you play a really tough schedule. You're a team like Indiana that probably can't afford to play a really tough schedule and lose 3-4 games, because you will lose more games with a tough schedule. So I get why he's not scheduling super hard.
But
they expand the playoffs to 24 teams or 28 teams or whatever, then you can lose 4 games and still make it. So then at that point, you might as well just schedule the house.
But then, I mean, like, don't we need to see like some proof of concept that they're actually going to take this seriously? Are they just going to? But do they just expect the announcement? Hey, we're going to emphasize strength of schedule. Well, why weren't you emphasizing that to begin with? Why was that never? What? Like, why do you have to make this special?
I thought that they said that they were, because I heard the playoff.
Yeah, they said that they were, but to Sean's point, shouldn't they have already been doing that? And B, it's like, just because you said it doesn't mean they actually will. Because again, Indiana might go 10-2 this year with a loss to Penn State, loss to Oregon, and still make the playoffs. And if that's the case, then Kurt Cignetti did the right thing by not scheduling tough out of conference. Because what if you have a game against, I know Virginia wasn't that hard, but just say, like
Tech.
Ole Miss. You play Ole Miss, you lose, and then you got 3 losses now, and then they don't get in. Versus only having the 2 conference losses and you get in. That's to me the mindset that.
Didn't they cancel on us too last year? The year before, Indiana, Louisville.
Yeah, Indiana, Louisville. We played the first one in Indianapolis. You guys won. Louisville, Indiana. Taven Jackson played all right, but just they couldn't do the goal line. Indiana's offensive line was so trash. We had like 2 goal line opportunities, couldn't score. In Louisville won, but yeah, we were supposed to play a game at Louisville, and Louisville's supposed to play a game in Indiana, and they canceled those. People gave Tom Allen a lot of flack for that, and then Kurt Cignetti canceled the Virginia series. I mean, again, I get why people were trashing Indiana, I do, but at the same time, until they emphasize strength of schedule in the playoffs, you kind of can understand why he did it.
Yeah, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what that's about, and I don't blame you all for playing the game the way it is. I just hate the rules the way it's structured.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I know people are upset because ESPN's FBI came out today, and they have Texas as still the #1 team. As people don't understand that right now, Texas neutral field would be favored over everyone in the country, including Ohio State.
Yeah, and they should be. The funny thing is, I walked away from that game thinking I think Texas is a better team.
Yeah, I did too. I like Texas more watching that game than before.
Ohio State played a B+ game, and Texas played like a C- game.
Yeah. And late in the game, they finally kind of showcased what they could do. Arch Manning got
it. It was lower than that before. They were in the D range before.
Yeah. You know. The ending of the game, I mean, they essentially did nothing until the last 4 minutes of the game, 4 or 5, 6 minutes of the game.
Well, they had that one drive which got stopped and fourth.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If they just got more creative with their goal line package, they could have arguably been 2-0 against Ohio State. Like, these have been 50-50 games, both of them, that have just favored Ohio State because of the goal line defense.
Right. Because they've won in those high leverage opportunities. Ohio State had a 4th and goal and they got it.
Right. Texas. But that's a 50-50 game. It's not like them just being 14 points better in cruise control throughout the whole game. It had to come to a high leverage moment, which against Ohio State almost never happens.
Yeah. No. I mean, but the thing was, I was impressed in a lot of ways, but I don't think either one of these teams should be. It's just something seems wrong if those are the 2 best teams in the country.
Yeah, I think this year a lot of the teams don't look that good because you've got so many new quarterbacks. Though I mean, CJ Carr, Sayin, Manning, they're young. I mean, that's why it looks wrong. I mean, probably by the end of the year they'll look fine. It's just they're new. I mean Meyer, Klubnik, Howard got all the hype in the offseason, and none of those guys are elite. Ours, all right. Klubnik, I don't know, man.
They're going 84-75
when they play bad teams. When they play good teams, he struggles. And Nussmeier, up to this point, had been terrible, but he played good. But I don't know. I mean, those were your guys because the rest of them are all freshmen. And that's why these teams don't look all that
good. Yeah.
So outstanding.
Last year's national championship teams were quarterbacked by Will Howard and Riley Leonard. I mean, if you look at where both those quarterbacks had come from and probably like what their future prospects are going to be, that's not going to be viewed as like
Alabama won a national title with Jake Coker.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to have a great quarterback to win, and you still don't. I think as football goes on, I think you increasingly have to have a competent quarterback, like legitimately NFL enough quarterback to win, but you don't have to have an elite all-world, quarterback to win. I mean, a lot of the greatest quarterbacks that have come out of college the last few years have been on average teams. The teams around them suck. I think sometimes you really can showcase how good a quarterback truly is when they're on a team that isn't all that good. I mean, when you're seeing your Stetson Bennett's at Georgia and you're seeing these type of guys, they have Mac Jones at Alabama, and they got the best O-line and the best players and receivers and defense and all that, and then they go pro and they don't do anything. I mean, some of the best quarterbacks of all time, Drew Brees played at Purdue. These are not good schools, man. They're not. Some great quarterbacks came from FCS.
The best one came from Texas Tech.
Yeah, and
Texas Tech.
He never played in a bowl game. He went 5-7.
Antoine Randall led Indiana to a 5-6 season in his last year, and Indiana should have went 1-11 or 1-10 because they only played 11 games that year. But he was that good, and I mean, he helped the Steelers win in 2007 in the Super Bowl. So it's like. Again, a lot of great examples, great players. And even in this modern era, I mean, like you said, Sean, Will Howard and Riley Leonard are not elite quarterbacks. They're not.
Sort of show age with Johnny Unitas.
Oh, man, Johnny Unitas is awesome. was.
a losing team back then. It's the 50s, okay, but they weren't 9-1, 8-2, or they were 5-7, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
My grandfather played for Cincinnati,
50s.
and he played against Johnny Unitas. Yeah, so
Nice.
So
Probably tough day at the office for him.
Show me a picture in the yearbook of the game against Louisville, and I saw
That's
Johnny
pretty
Unitas.
cool. Getting to hear Johnny Unitas' story. I love it.
Yeah.
All before he even became a Steeler, let alone a Baltimore Colt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Steelers cut him. That was his hometown. They let him down. He went to Baltimore and made it big, so to speak.
Oh, man. 1958 NFL title game, the first ever overtime game in the history of football.
Awesome.
All in black and white.
One channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
I was gonna say I didn't even think they had TVs in 1958.
Well, they had
did.
like CBS, NBC, ABC, and the DeMar.
Yeah, the big three. They call it the big three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fox wasn't a thing yet, right?
No, Fox wasn't a thing.
I mean, like I Love Lucy was on the air, so I know that.
Leave it to Beaver.
Yeah,
Beaver.
Oh, that show, man. That's a classic.
Gilligan's
Twilight Zone came out early '59, so yeah.
Yeah, Gunsmoke, High Chaparral.
There you go.
Gunsmoke, man. That's always great television. Man.
What was it?
Lasted like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good shows.
Miss Kitty.
I was talking with my grandmother like a few years ago. It was so funny. Like she was talking about like how Chester whines so much. He's always like whining about how he's having to work, how he's having to go on the trail. Or you go, well, Mr. Dillon, I have to do this. Mr. Dillon, it's been a long day. It's like, Chester, you whine too much.
What did James Harness? Wasn't he in the Korean War?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how he had that limp in his. I think he shot one of his toes
Well,
off,
no,
wasn't it?
actually, it was in World War II, I think.
Might have been. Yeah.
Let me double check. But I know he was on Hondo, where he was a smartass in that movie. There is World War II.
Yeah, he got shot in the leg or foot or something. I can't remember. That's how he had that natural hop. That was his natural walk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, lesson of the night, always ask yourself, how would Marshall Dillon handle a situation? And you'll be good to go.
He'd pull his 6-shooter.
Did that little backhand. There you go.
He is a big old guy, James Arnett was.
Yeah. You remember Mission Impossible, which the movie series was based on?
I mean, there's been a few situations where I just want to do like the Marshall Dillon backhand. Particularly over like one or two situations going on, but it's like I won't go again to that.
Let's see, what was his name? What was that old Mildrum? What was his name? It played Doc. What was the old man's real name?
Milburn Stone.
Yeah, he came to Birmingham and had a heart operation.
Yep, 1971.
Birmingham had some of the best heart surgeons in the world, and that's where he came to. Yeah.
Jackson Ross.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's got the trivia knowledge.
Do my best.
You can get over to Traveling Fools on Sunday nights.
He'd win hands down, probably.
Is Traveling Fools? He still streams on Sundays.
Sunday night, not tonight because Miami was playing.
What was that, Dave? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Sunday night, Miami was playing, so there was no show tonight. We stayed up kind of late last night after a show, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the exciting game. It was a game today for me, but of course, Virginia Tech was a letdown. I get to play them later this year. I get to see a lot of what I'm trying to do, study everybody else and learn from you guys. I wanted y'all to tell me about JMU. Should I be scared?
A little bit, but
You'll be fine.
And that's what I feel a little bit.
It's not Kurt Signetti's James Madison, so I do believe you'll be fine.
But they did beat the hell out of North Carolina last year.
Yep. And that's what I said. They had a good team a year ago. So I haven't studied their roster in depth this year, but in a lot of the preseason where they rank all 136, I see them in the 70s. So they're not
personally.
bad.
I think Bob Chesney at James Madison is a coaching candidate everybody should have on their list, particularly if you're a small Power 4 school looking for a new head coach.
Yeah, like Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the interesting thing about Virginia has pretty decent high talent in the state. They produce good players all over the state, the DC area, over in the Shenandoah Valley and in the Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. They produce good players across the state. And they they have Liberty and James Madison, quality group of 5 programs, and yet they've got 2 of the most dead, just nothing going for them. Power 5 programs.
Yeah, Virginia Tech was really good about 20 years ago.
Yeah, and they were pretty good about 10 years ago. Too.
Yeah, when I was a kid, they were still solid. I mean, they beat Ohio State in 2014. They were something. They had their moments. I remember them being ranked consistently, even up to 2016, 2017. They would always be in the 20s. But then they fell out around 5-6 years ago. Who was their coach? I'm trying to remember that dude's name.
Frank Beamer. That's who went downhill.
I'm not talking about Frank Beamer was great. He was excellent.
You're talking about
Coach Jackson 5-6 years ago. That when they lost those early games, and he got hot, man. Who was that guy?
Who are you talking about?
Justin Fuentes.
That guy, Fuentes.
Yeah,
that guy. Fuentes. That's when Tech was going down. They were ranked, and then they suffered those bad losses. I don't remember who they were to. Man, I'm thinking of that season.
Old Dominion.
It was Old Dominion that year?
They lost to Old Dominion 2 out of 3 years.
I know they've done that, but I'm thinking about that 2019 year.
Yes. Yeah.
It might have been Old Dominion. It might have been.
No, I remember Old Dominion.
Well, they lost to Boston College, and it was the first time they lost to Virginia since 2003 that year, and it was on Black Friday. I should know because it was I was helping my dad shop for 1 or 2 Thanksgiving stuff on Black Friday because it was the first time I ever went to a store on Black Friday, honestly.
To give some game analysis based on this game, I don't know what to think about it. I don't know if Virginia Tech has a really good defense. South Carolina's going 6-6, or what to think. All I know for sure is Virginia Tech's offense is probably horrible because I just don't believe in Brent Pry as their head coach. I didn't like the hire at the time, but the game was alarming to me. South Carolina, even though they covered the spread, it wasn't dominating or anything. Was fluky.
Well, maybe.
I have it on my.
Inspired by Virginia Tech. There's an opening either at Voice of College Football or an opening at Locked On for them.
Well, Jackson, I appreciate that, but what about my questions about South Carolina, Virginia Tech, bro?
Oh, South Carolina, man! I will say, like, that punt return, I was impressed by it. Like, the stat that I saw from it was that it was the first time since the 2013 Outback Bowl against Michigan that they had a punt return for a touchdown. Like, I don't know if that game said more about South Carolina, Virginia Tech, but, like, honestly, Virginia Tech, they suck. This is nowhere near where they were 15 years ago.
Yeah, the thing that was so crazy, I remember that season was the 2018 season. They beat Florida State in week 1. Virginia Tech did, and that was when Florida State was falling off a cliff too. And then they beat William and Mary, and then Virginia Tech played at Old Dominion. And they were ranked 13th in the country, September 22nd, 2018, and they lost by 2 touchdowns. Then they beat Duke, and they got ranked again, and then they got shellacked by Notre Dame, and then the rest of their season was dog crap. I remember that was the year that Fuente lost all momentum. And then after that, Virginia Tech, they had like one other all right year, 2019, they went 8-5, and then the last 2 was crap. And then Virginia Tech's been crap ever since. So that was like I remember I was like 14 then. So like 13, 14, that was the last gasp of Virginia Tech being anything. And Fuente just killed it. And they suck now. Like, they're horrible. The last thing they've even done in my latter teenage years was beat North Carolina in week 1 when North Carolina was 10th and they ended up being trash anyway, so no one cares. So, like, that's it. Like, Virginia Tech's done nothing. They are just a nothing program. Nothing. Yeah, and Virginia, they're pretty nothing too. Like Bronco Mendenhall with Bryce.
They're more nothing.
They had the one good year with Bryce Perkins. Bronco Mendenhall had a pretty all right tenure, but then he left, and now they're just whatever. So Virginia Tech and Virginia just kind of blow.
2 more W's.
Yeah. But the group
Dave.
of 5 State are good. You,
Dave, the only teams you got to worry about is Clemson, Miami. Do you all play Georgia Tech or SMU?
SMU again.
Play SMU.
Worry about them. Those are the only 3 games you can lose this year.
And I have more hope after seeing Miami and Clemson this weekend.
Louisville lost to Stanford last year, though, Darrell. So Louisville's been known to lose to a team they shouldn't. They lost to
always beat. Who do they play after a bye?
They lost to Pitt the year before when they beat Notre Dame. So back in 2023, they beat Notre Dame, and then they lost to a really bad Pat Narduzzi Pitt team. And then this past year, they lost to Stanford. So I would hold your breath on Louisville because the last 2 years, they've lost to a really bad team. I like Louisville. I think Brom's great. I think quarterbacks they've had, Plummer sucked. I don't like Plummer. Plummer sucks. But Shove was good. Miller Moss I think is going to be good. He made Plummer into something when he was literally nothing. That's why he came back to Brom, because at Cal he was trash, at Purdue he was trash, and at Louisville he was just above trash because the team was better. But Louisville has a propensity to lose to a bad team, so watch out for that.
Oh, of course. That's why I picked 9-3 this year. You know, I'd like to say 10-2 or better, but I ain't going that far. I don't know him.
I like Louisville's team a lot. I think Brom's a really great coach. I mean, I feel like if Louisville can just get a little better, like they can get somehow a little more talent. I don't know if possible in this NIL era, but a little more talent. Just keep building that program, that roster like he has already, and get behind losing those type of games to Stanford and Pitt. I mean, Louisville could be right there with Clemson and Miami and Florida State, as like a top program every year in the ACC. There's not a lot of competition for that because Virginia Tech sucks and Pitt sucks and UNC, unless Belichick does anything, pretty much sucks. Like the entire conference kind of sucks. Georgia Tech's trying to be something. Louisville's gotten better. Like these programs that are like fighting to try to get up here where Virginia Tech used to be and all that. I mean, they can do it because the conference is bad. So it's like SMU literally last year did what they did because the conference is so bad. And SMU's got some pretty actually, I think, good NIL. But, well, I'm not surprised because they're 80s self. But still, like that, it's possible. Like it's a lot easier for Jeff Brom to build a great program at Louisville for what Louisville is than it was at Purdue. That's why for him the move was actually great. You know, people say like the move was, they always stayed at Purdue. It's a lot harder to win at Purdue, and like the writing's on the wall with Purdue when they got rid of the West. I mean, no offense, but Purdue. I'm not trying to trash Purdue if there ain't Purdue fans in here, but Purdue made the Big Ten championship game only because they were in the West. Wisconsin made the Big Ten championship game because they were only in the West. Outside of early Wisconsin, like of the West days, Wisconsin was actually something back then. Like 2015 era, out Tony Brook, Jonathan Taylor, whatever. They suck now. They're trash. Iowa's never been elite. They've always been average. They beat Ohio State once. Okay. The whole West was garbage. Anybody that won the West got shellacked against Ohio State. Like every year, it just got murdered. Or Michigan. It was nothing. Purdue winning Purdue made the Big Ten. No one cares. Okay, they made the Big Ten title game, and they tried to compete, and they still got trashed. They still got murdered. That's the West. So literally, Jeff Brom going from Purdue to his alma mater, Louisville, was a great move because it's easier to win there. It's easier to win at Louisville. I mean, it just is.
Easier to recruit.
I do often wonder, like, how good would Louisville be in this NIL age if John Schnatter was not such a piece of shit human being and didn't get forced out at Papa John's? They might have a little bit more NIL money coming in.
I don't think it makes a difference. You got a new name on the stadium. It's like we're forgetting about him now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of like with Gruden, when you made those the comments he did or whatever, it got him in trouble. It'd take him a few years to recover from it, so to speak. I don't know if Papa John's ever going to recover. He's got enough money to sit back and y'all talk about me all you want. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they gave him like $1 billion. I mean, I'll be fine if you just give me $1 billion. I think I can live off of that.
I mean, I can't
would not be able to live off $1 billion though. They'd find a way not to, but I'm sure Papa John guy's doing all right.
Yeah, I don't think we exactly need to cry any tears for this man.
It's like he's fine. He's like,
I think he has indoor plumbing.
Yeah, because he's from
yeah. As long as he's got indoor plumbing, he's fine.
He's not from Kentucky. He's from Louisville. So.
Oh my!
Actually,
the 51st state.
Yeah. He started his business in his dad's bar, little pizza, pizza thing, making deliveries in a pizza in a little oven. Boom, then he exploded. Like he's bitch.
Yeah, I know. They had Shaq as the guy that were going to be the new mascot for like the voice for a few years after Jensen, and then it's like he just kind of fell off. I know mascot is not mascot is anymore. Well, I guess nobody else does either. So
Nope. No idea what you're talking about.
I was talking about the spokesperson for Papa John's. It used to be Shaquille O'Neal after he got fired.
Yeah.
Then he isn't doing it anymore. So
Peyton Manning, I know that he had a couple of franchises, or like several franchises, but I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, I remember the Shaq pizza. Yeah, the Shaq-a-roni or whatever. I remember that.
Danny DeVito. Probably Danny DeVito's doing it now.
Well, now Danny DeVito and Eli's Manning is fighting over Jersey Mike's and whatever.
Oh Lord!
What?
Oh man!
I can't believe Danny DeVito's still alive, man. He's like a time capsule.
I watched the Danny DeVito movie the other day. That you remember that throw mama from the train or whatever? You remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I watched that the other day, man. I'll be like, all right.
The thing I love about Danny DeVito is like it just feels like he plays characters not another human being on Earth could ever play.
Yeah.
Dude's literally like just like I'm committing a murder. And he's just like, all right, like Like, let's do it. Like you keep your end of the deal, I keep mine. Like what? And then he don't even do it. I'm like, all right. I mean, it's great though. That movie's great, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not the same, dude. Like that. Like people are like, oh, Jeffrey, you're a boomer for thinking new movies. Old movies are great. Like you can't tell me that there's anything that's come out this year that's as good as that movie. And that's like a B for back then. That wasn't even like a prime, like an A-list movie. It's just great.
I was telling.
I mean, like I can go into a long diatribe about the way the movie industry has just sucked for about 20 years now.
Yeah. The last great movie was like the SpongeBob movie.
No, I just like it's just unbelievably like manufactured.
Man, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was a good movie to see, man. That was excellent.
The last good movie in terms of popular success was the Barbie Oppenheimer thing, but the actual last good movie was Endgame.
Well, Killers of the Flower Moon was pretty good, especially that scene where like Robert De Niro was spanking Leonardo DiCaprio. But
Oppenheimer was pretty good. It was all right. Of course, he was a pervert, but anyway.
Well, did you go Godfather because it was paired with the Barbie movie? Did you go in theaters to see the movie?
No, I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Bro, I tell you what, I went into the theater and I was just expecting to I was like transported into a different world. A bunch of white women were wearing just pink outfits because of the Barbie, and that's literally all the theater was. I was like literally.
Yeah, I did go to a theater during that time. To real, I think I saw the Haunted Mansion like sequel remake, whatever the heck that was. I don't know why I did, but I did. And I remember Barbie was in the other room, dude. And like literally, like it was just a pink wall, and there was the line, and they all were wearing the shirts, dude. I'm like, I'm not going to watch I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world or whatever. I don't care if that song is even in the movie. I was just not watching that, man.
It was so weird, Jeffrey. Did you have that same feeling I did when watching? It's like, what the heck is going on? I felt like
it ain't no Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, man. So
yeah, man.
So I actually at that time I was living in an apartment complex that was where there was a movie theater attached to it, and I basically knew everyone there, so I never had to pay for anything. and I went to like a matinee, and I just said I'm just gonna like walk down. So I went to see Barbie and Oppenheimer in slippers and my pajamas.
Imagine if they did like a mashup of that where they literally showed like 5 minutes of one movie and then just cut to the other movie and just went back.
Well, that would be those two movies spliced together would be something. That would be those two. I miss those days. I loved when I lived right there in the Studio Park Apartments. It's actually what they called it.
I like how Sean is acting like this is totally normal. Just you have an apartment complex tied in straight to a movie theater. This is just completely a normal occurrence for every state in the union.
So the hotel I'm currently staying at,
we have a thing up here in West Michigan called civilization. Like sometimes like there are cities where like large groups of people like work and live.
I have a lot of. I don't want to make any. I don't want to make a political joke again, so I'll just let that.
Yeah. It's like the quota's full, right?
I know.
Go ahead, Darrell. Let it rip.
I was going to say we could talk. I can't walk in a city because how much crime there is, so I'd feel uncomfortable walking anywhere in a city in slippers.
How is that even a political joke, though? Cities have crime. I mean,
listen. Jeffrey, everything is political nowadays.
So Barbieheimer is political?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, Barbie, there was a
no. Me going to watch a movie in a theater in my pajamas and slippers is political.
That's criminal.
No, I don't think it's
That's
political,
criminal.
but that's the way it's perceived. Is
I don't
everything
think it's
else.
political either, man. You just trying to be comfy, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Legitimate
everything's
Walmart.
political. It's just the way the world is everybody has to have an angle nowadays and get their side and have their flag and say, my team's better than your team.
Well, let me ask you a question, Darrell. Is me liking 70s classic rock political?
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't believe everything's
Good.
political, but go on
Good.
Twitter.
I mean,
and you'll
I don't
find
think
out-
it is either, but I mean, if everything is, I'm just asking.
No, no.
Where the line is cut off here.
I'm not talking.
Wait. Jeffrey, do you like Bruce Springsteen?
Oh yeah.
Now that is political.
He'll get- He's still the boss, so he's still the boss. I'm sorry.
I mean, not my favorite type of music, but
I like, Sean, how you didn't even say Jason Aldean. You just went straight to Bruce Springsteen. I give you respect for that, Sean.
I'm not a big country guy. You know, like rootsy stuff.
78,
That's not more my thing. I mean, Born in the USA is a classic, but you know,
Born to Run.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
specifics. But it's like the other day. Like,
I'd rather
y'all
listen
heard
to Bruce Springsteen than any music that's come out since 2010.
Y'all
so.
heard the show I Dream of Jeannie, right? Y'all know that woman who
Yeah.
plays Jeannie, right? So
Oh, yeah,
she
Barbara
goes
Eden.
on with Bill Maher on Club Random, and
Mhm.
let's just say if I had Barbara Eden on, I wouldn't have done it the way Bill Maher was doing it.
Wait. Barbara Eden is alive?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
94.
She's 90.
Or is it 94?
Like
Which
she
one
had,
is it,
like,
Dave?
because I was like watching a little bit of that interview, and it's like, again, I won't go into specifics because we're still live, but he talked about some.
Anytime you
stuff
guys want to cross into the
he talked about
done
some
crossed.
stuff. that
rated
you
R
don't
line, we
talk-
can end the stream and continue this.
She
like,
was
he talked
only
about some stuff that you
14.
don't talk about to a 94-year-old woman. Let's put it that way.
Dolly Parton still looks hot.
You going to say something to a 94-year-old woman she hasn't heard before?
What
Yeah,
was Bill?
yeah. I mean, Bill Maher, is he going to interview Sister Jean next or something? I mean,
What was he singing? Bill Maher was singing, she's only
Oh, he was like
14.
talking about like all like playing with yourself and like just hurling the F-balls like in front of her, and it's like, dude, she's not one of your buddies. You're talking about how this is like one of your idols. Like, be a little more civilized and stop smoking that crap in front of her. Like, my God, it's like.
Did she date Elvis? Did she ever go out with Elvis? Or I don't think she did.
I'm not sure. But she had to be thinking to herself, who got me on with this guy?
I'd be firing that person.
It's like,
she's a big
I mean,
Bill
if I
Maher
went
fan.
on like Club Random with Bill Maher, I wouldn't mind it, but I'd be drinking. And
I don't think he'd be
smoking
asking you those type of questions, Jackson.
No, but I would be like,
You
but
were banging Elvis
he'd probably be like talking about why he's not married and having kids for like the 25th time or something. Which I'm like, yeah, we get it, dude.
I
You're
like
making me
that,
rethink my choices in life, bro.
I like that one guest that was on. They had an overtime episode where he was ranting about that, and some woman just came off the top row and says, "Well, maybe it's because you can't attract a woman to have kids with." And the whole audience was like, "Ooh!" I mean, the whole audience just did, and I'm thinking, finally, somebody said it, because nobody that's that secure about a decision brings it up that constantly.
It's like when you hit the drum, it's like somebody had to do it.
Oh man, like that one episode on Real Time where he had his new rules series. It was in March 2024, where he's like, and finally new rule, cheer the fuck up, okay? You got a big screen TV. You got a thick crust pizza. Sorry, I'm clinically an asshole. It's like, yeah. Who the hell gave you that advice? That it was
I
okay
think,
to do
Jackson, what he was saying by that from your sounding is this is the greatest time to ever live in human civilization. Because
everybody can own a car, and
it's like
Sean can show us a brand new invention that we have over
and Darrell is
500 years.
plumbing.
it is like, bro, it's like some people, like a lot of people can't even afford, like, you got like 3 jobs and you still can't afford like a house or an apartment, and it's like
whole prices these days, man. Oh my God.
like the
I
price
think,
of homes. It's like somebody should like kind of
Jackson, do you live in a city?
Oh no, small
I was
town.
going to say, this sounds like somebody who lives in a city's type problems, not out here in the country.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think he's like been out.
Do you live out in the country, Darrell?
I live in a place where I can I'm using reasonably very loosely here, not have to pay millions of dollars to have a 100-square-foot apartment.
Oh my
No, I mean, I don't think where me and Jackson live, you have to do that either. But it's just, it's still like, if you look at the housing market and you look at the price increase over the last decade, it is
that everywhere. It's just less.
It's that everywhere, but it sucks.
Like,
Oh,
oh
that
man,
sucks.
it was just like I used to like.
Before we got off the Bill Maher topic, I wanted to say my favorite thing about Bill Maher is when he tells a bad joke that no one in the audience laughs at, and he just scolds them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're so sensitive, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, no, your joke just wasn't good.
I think I probably pissed away my chance of going on that show. But I'm like, it's like,
dude, I'm sure he'll still let you on, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he'll still let you on.
I'll probably be like, heads up. I did have some questions about you on September the 1st, 2025 at 1:43 a.m. and just like
2:43 Eastern time.
Yeah. 12:43 a.m. Mountain Time, 11:43 a.m. Pacific, 11:43 p.m. Pacific.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Exactly.
It's 5 o'clock in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean right now. So.
Yeah, there's probably someone in a boat right now out there watching us.
Happy hour.
Clint Moses is probably out there.
Oh my God.
Are you
I think I just hurt the back of my neck from laughing so much. I'm already felt like an old man.
You're not a millennial, Jackson. You're not a millennial.
No, but I'm like the first Gen Z.
You've got a long way to go. Long way to go.
Oh,
and
man.
a short time to get there.
That's right.
Hey, we're going eastbound down.
Loading up and trucking.
Long way to go, son. You got a long way to go.
You got a short time to get there too.
Yeah.
we gotta do it again.
Take your time.
Old folks.
Oh my.
Hey, Oakley, you want to say hi?
I'm sorry, but you guys got me laughing tonight.
I mean, is this even happy hour at this point? It's more like hysterical hour.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know when Jackson's starting to wheeze a little bit, it's good. I mean,
I better get my inhaler. Hold on.
What? Gotta use an inhaler.
Ain't nothing in Boulder, Colorado right now, or otherwise I'd be needing some air too.
You got that right.
Well, that was going to cost Georgia Tech the game. What happened?
Well, they got plumbing out there. That's what happened.
Oh,
Colorado blew it.
In Atlanta? I think they've had plumbing in Atlanta for a while.
What kills me is that
I think that was part of Sherman's, General Sherman's.
that gold headset he wears. Deion Sanders and that gold headset. What is his problem?
he thinks he's better than everybody else, and he probably doesn't listen to anybody else's advice.
Colorado is not a great football team, and Deion Sanders is not an elite coach. I would even say he's not a great coach because if anybody saw the ending of that game, he did not use either of his 2 timeouts, which is just horrible.
Hold on, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, did you not see the post-game press conference and Deion Sanders?
I didn't even want to watch it. I didn't see it.
I decided to torture myself, I guess, and watch it. And he said, listen, he wanted to use those timeouts at a more opportune time.
Oh, God.
You can't get any more opportune than that because that was an inopportune play. So you got to use it at the opportune time. Dude, when are you going to use it? You can't use it after the game.
Actually, that's a direct quote.
You
He
got
said,
lost. You got to use it.
The next game, he wanted to carry him over.
He literally said during his press conference, I can't take him over. I can't take him out of the stadium or something along those lines, but I'm just waiting for a more opportune time. But it never came up.
Okay, that's a great explanation, Deion. I mean, everybody, all the people that were saying Deion should have won Coach of the Year last year, anybody that said that, and there were people out there that were saying that he should have won it over Dillingham or Curt Cignetti. After that coaching job, that botched coaching job that he did at the end of that game, all right, no.
Oh, and Jeffrey, he said,
take it all back.
It was 3rd and 1, and since you only need 1 yard for a first down, he didn't feel like because of the distance to get the first down, it was time to use the timeout.
I wanted Colorado to lose. I picked Georgia Tech, and I wanted Colorado to lose just to prove that Colorado ain't all that. I wanted Colorado to lose, and I was sitting in front of the TV doing this. I'm like, timeout. Like, what are you doing? He's just sitting there, man, and he got Deion. I'm like, dude, you went from 1 minute and 10 seconds to 20 seconds in 2 plays. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh my Lord. I was like, and I'm just seeing Twitter like a few hours ago, the GOAT, Deion, the greatest coach of all time. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, and they're gone. Where are they? Where are all the Deion lovers? I mean, the thing is that they got that game on Fox next week against Delaware. Nobody cares. I don't care.
No.
It's just pathetic. I'm sorry. I got nothing against Deion. And again, with the cancer stuff, I hope he's doing great. I hope the cancer's gone. I hope he lives for 20, 30, 50 more years. Deion's a great athlete. He's incredible. When I talk trash about Deion, then people are trashing me saying, oh, my God, you're bad person. I'm not a bad person for calling out Deion as a coach. Deion deserves to be called out because he got all that unwarranted hype for no reason other than his name. The same with Arch Manning. You do not deserve hype off your name. Bronny James, Shadur, you need to earn the hype. If Arch Manning goes out there and wins the Heisman in a year or two, I will be all on Arch's side. I've not been on Arch's side because people hyping him up because he's a Manning. I don't like that. I don't like unnecessary hype. When Louisville 2 years ago, when they were like, Louisville's, oh my gosh, they're incredible, and they made the ACC title game, and they're incredible, I was like, I don't think Louisville's all that good. I thought Louisville last year was better. They were, to me, than the year before, even though they had a worse record. I think Indiana this year could be better than last year with a worse record. Record is not indicative. You can have a worse record and a better team.
Somebody tell that to the playoff
circumstance. That's just my opinion. Deion did not deserve all that hype he got when he went to Boulder just because Deion, and that irritated me. That hype was ridiculous. And then the antics, it's just, I mean, he was trashing on social media to people saying like, oh my gosh, I got a son who's going to get drafted. What's your son doing? It's like, dude, you cannot be doing that, man. You can't be doing that. That's just a horrible look. Like, that turns people off. That turned me off. I'm like, dude, I like you, but you cannot do that. That's just wrong. And like you said, I mean, his responses in media and in post games and all that in interviews, it just comes off wrong. There's like no humility, no accountability at all. And I don't like that.
I guess you don't believe Jeffrey.
Elite, but everything else is just kind of problematic.
So, Jeffrey, I'm going to put you down as in the you don't believe column. Is that correct?
Go right ahead. Sign me up. I do not believe in Colorado. No.
That was funny when his first season, like all the national talk sports shows, I guess, got the bad signal that they got to talk about Deion Sanders. because they talked about them all the way up till the Oregon game when they were like 24-point underdogs. They're like, is it disrespectful? And then after that loss, they just didn't talk about them.
That Colorado State game is like there was like 10 million people watching that game. And they literally barely won. They let that – you remember that one receiver, right, that kept running that little slant route? He kept running that little slant route. That dude had like 200-something yards, and the quarterback was throwing all over the place. Colorado barely won that game. And people were like, oh, my gosh, Colorado won. And they beat Colorado State. It's an incredible win. And I'm just sitting here like they couldn't stop Colorado State, a bad team. They barely won. And people are like, well, look what Colorado was a year ago. They went 3-9 that year, man. They weren't even that good last year. I mean, they got destroyed against Kansas.
And BYU.
They were not good. Colorado was not that good last year. The Big 12 is just such a garbage league, man.
They're worse this year. They're worse this year than last year.
Such a garbage league.
Think about that, Jeffrey. They're legitimately, I would say, undisputably worse this year than last year. And they were garbage last year.
But the Big 12 people, man.
They're crazy.
They think their league is disrespect. I'm sorry, Big 12. I wish your conference was better, but you lost your brands. Your conference, you don't have brands. You don't have A&M. You don't have Texas. You don't have Oklahoma. You don't even have Missouri. You got nothing. Your best brand, like, what is your best brand?
Utah or K-State?
They're not brands.
I
would argue with the NIL that Texas Tech's shooting up the list. They got nothing. Utah, their stadium holds less than 40 grand. People, they got nothing. That's not a brand. Utah was major less than 20 years ago. They're nothing. They got nothing.
Well, this is why we need a power rating system when determining the playoff teams instead of going by your record.
Yeah, I hate it. I wish this hadn't happened where the Big Ten and the SEC got this dominant. I don't like it, but it's factual. It is what
we had to expand, Jeffrey. We have to expand as well. We needed to give more access, Jeffrey. And we
wanted to give more access, but yet these conferences are now trash.
No, Jeffrey.
Trash, and the ACC's holding on right now.
Jeffrey, you don't get it. You don't get it. If we just expand one more time to give 7 and 5 Baylor a chance, then they could win the national championship, okay? Sure.
7 and 5 Baylor, man. 7 and 5 Baylor gonna get shellacked by like Ole Miss in the first round.
You're telling me they wouldn't go to the shoe and beat Ohio State?
Indiana can't go to the shoe and beat Ohio State.
Yeah, just because we lost to Kansas in the season, we lost a non-conference game to Utah State. That doesn't mean we can't be in Ohio State.
Exactly. I'm glad you get it, Sean. And by the way, for people thinking I'm hyperbolizing that, I'm not. That's the actual matchup that would have occurred last year.
It makes me physically ill. It makes
especially because you see the people on Twitter all the time, Big 12 people, thinking everything's a conspiracy theory against their conference. I mean,
everything is against their conference. It's not a conspiracy.
It's reality. I mean, God bless. I saw Coos's quarter saying North Dakota was a good football team.
In what world? In what world, dude? Against my local high school.
Yeah, he was on there. Somebody tweeted out, man, Kansas State's terrible. They barely beat North Dakota. He's like, well, North Dakota beat whoever 55-7. And the crazy part is these are legitimate people with legitimate base subscriber bases and stuff. These aren't just random accounts.
I know who Coos's Corner is.
Right. You probably find tweet.
Oh, I've had on Coos's Corner a couple times.
Yeah, and I like him, but he's a great guy and he's a smart guy. But I mean, come on, you're telling me North Dakota's a good team. How am I supposed to take you seriously when you say that? That'd be like Sean Garner talking to me about indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
I think the indoor plumbing is makes more sense. I mean, honestly.
I know. I try to get Godfather. I always like when saying that. I can just hear Godfather rolling and laughing.
Godfather's probably he's probably just like he can't. He got no more in the tank, bro. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thing is that like again, I hate that this happened. This system that they created, the 4-4-1-2 or the 5-11s or the 3-3-4-1-2-5-6-9-3-0-9, whatever the frick is. The thing is that the system that the perfect system that they're trying to create for this thing. If it was back in the 80s, if it was back in the 90s when you had a Big East and you had a Southwest and a Big 8 and a Pac-10 and a Big actual 10 and not a Big 18 and a SEC that didn't have Missouri in it and A&M. I mean, when these conferences were the way they were before, if you had this playoff system being the way that it is right now, it would actually make sense. But it makes no sense when the Big Ten and the SEC are the only conferences that have good teams. And then the ACC's got like 3 brands trying to hold on. And the Big 12 is just crap. Like, you've got the Pac-2. Look at the Pac-2. Look at the Pac-2. It's bad. They lost all their teams. The Big 12 is no longer legit.
It's Oregon State.
The Pac-12 is going to make a resurgence when they bring in Boise State and San Jose State.
Are you talking about
you can't make those teams that are group of 5, put them into the Pac-12 and now call it the Power 5. That is not how that works. You can't do that. They should have put Oregon State and Washington State in the Mountain West. It put 2 teams to the Mountain West instead of bringing the whole shebang over to the Pac-12 that's dead. That is not a power league. That is trash. That is complete.
The Pac-12.
Hey, you just watch San Diego State now that they have this power brand is just going to take off.
I'm sure Texas State, Boise State's going to
become a power. Everyone's going to fear going to Aztec Stadium.
Well, Sean, I wasn't surprised you mentioned it, but I mean, to me, what put it over the top was Texas State. Like, I saw that Texas State edition, and I thought, man, this is a legitimate P5 conference right there.
Yeah, I'm loving Dave's look. He's just like, what the hell?
Texas State literally was in the daggum FCS like a few years ago. So you go from the FCS to the Power 5 in like 5 years. Good for you. Wow. That is an incredible growth, man. Like, there's suddenly like 80,000 Texas State fans. They got so much revenue. They got so many fans. It's just all coming together for Texas State. No, they are not A&M's level. They are not on Texas. They're not even on Baylor's level. They're not even at CSA's level. They're nothing.
Texas, San Antonio, El Paso.
So here's something funnier. Gonzaga being in the Pac-12 and everything else but football.
Gonzaga should have went to the Big 12 in basketball. They should have went to the Big 12 in basketball. That's a bad move. You don't want to be associated with the Pac anything if you want to be taken seriously. The Pac is dead. Boise would have been better served to stay in the Mountain West. And I've had people tell me, like, they think I'm dumb. They're like, okay, Jeffrey, well, the Pac is a stronger brand name. It's not a stronger brand name when you don't have your brand team that were in the league that made it a brand. USC and Oregon and Washington, they're all UCLA, they're gone. So if you bring the Mountain West to the Pac-12 too, it's just the Mountain West. And then Texas State and whatever else crap they add. It's nothing, man. It's the brand name. There's nothing there. That's like, okay, Chrysler is not a strong brand anymore in the car industry because they don't make anything anymore. They're owned by a European crappy company that they sell the one minivan, and it sucks. They got nothing, man. Chrysler's dead. The brand is dead. It's gone. Okay? I don't even care what they do in the next 10 years. That whole I like the car industry. That's trash. I like following that stuff. That's garbage. So Chrysler's the Pac-2. It's dead. It's nothing. So you can't tell me it's this legitimate brand when they got nothing. They don't have anything. They don't even make cars. They got nothing. So that's how I feel about the Pac-2. They're the Chrysler of college football, to coin what Jackson would do when he does that stuff. That is how I feel. So
oh man. It's terrible. Like, I mean, it's like I don't think I'm staying up late for Texas State, Fresno State. I mean, I'm a sicko, but I'm not that big a sicko. Sorry.
You see, like, there's an account on X. It's like college football sickos. I'm like, there's an account name for everything, man. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I'll be like, wait, why am I watching? Wait, why would I watch Texas State? Right? Oh, that's right. I'm getting paid to watch this. Never mind.
But won't we
It's only okay if you're getting paid.
Yep.
Weren't we all sweating the Utah State UTEP because that was part of our confidence pool this week?
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't even know what TV channel was on. I couldn't find the game, to be honest with you. I watched Tarleton State more in Army than that game.
I watched Tarleton State Army, man. I watched almost the whole game. That shows you how much of a sicko I am.
I was pissed that we couldn't get the Merrimack Kent State game.
Dude, that right there should have been the primetime ESPN game, dude. Like, come on. Come on. Like, if you want to call yourself legitimate sports, you got to have that as your primetime game, dude.
If we were, if they were paying attention to the voice of college football after dark over the last year, then, obviously it would have been. Because, Merrimack draws ratings. That's.
Oh, they'll probably it's like we'll probably hear about Merrimack on the Quacking Off with Ben and Spash channel.
All of the viewers, like if they had that game. I'm not reading that comment in the chat, but when okay, so if you took the ratings for Merrimack Kent State, it's the primetime ESPN game. If you took the ratings for that game, whatever the number is, if it's like 10,000, 80,000 viewers, whatever the viewer count would be, you know that those are the true college football fans right there. They are the true, legitimate, bona fide college football fans.
Or they're absolute degenerates who bet on the game for
I don't think we're in that latter group. We're the former.
Yeah, I'm like I'm not showing whatever he's wanting me to show. It's like,
I mean, it's 3 a.m, dude. I mean, you run that risk when you're up this late. You know what I'm saying? We should have ended this stream hours ago.
Hours ago.
Well, you weren't staying up to 2, Jeffrey. Remember?
Yeah, I wanted to stay up till 2. This is why I don't do this stuff. And I mean, again, if it was school night, I'd be cooked right now. But I mean, this is why, man. I'll open up the lines, man, and this lab. We've been live to 6 before. We've done it. I've done it. I got several 6-hour streams on my channel, man. It is crazy, dude. Oh my Lord, it was a lot easier to do that when I didn't have to wake up early all the time. But I got to do that stuff now, so I can't stay up till forever.
Well, we got Crimson Tide live 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern. It's like we're gonna be like, this
I'm probably not gonna be that chipper, man.
I don't blame you. It's Louisiana Mob Road, but it's like we're gonna be like I'll be smiling, of course. I'll just be like,
we better win by 60.
Yep.
My God.
Well, I can't imagine on the schedule they go and the Bama players take a disappointing loss. They know about the history of the program, and they just see UL Monroe, and they're just thinking to themselves, please not again. If it was any other school that was terrible, but the fact it's UL Monroe, they have the best chance to do the funniest thing of all time.
No, it's not that funny.
It's funny to me. Sean, I think it's pretty funny. Wouldn't you agree?
It's only funny if you're not an Alabama fan. So it's like 99.5% of the college football world.
No, it's going to be it's funny to watch Paul Feinbaum today. That's the first thing I'll be doing when I get home.
Turn it on. Feinbaum to at 10 minutes before and be like, hey, what are we talking about? Oh, got to talk about Bama, Florida State, and LSU Clemson, I guess.
And how obvious is it that Texas just has a far superior roster to Ohio State? They're just a much, much, much better team, obviously, right?
I wouldn't say that, but I would say Texas right now is.
Well, Feinbaum said he not only would he say it, he did say it. I don't see how this game is close. I mean, like that's when you know you're just saying stuff to be like deliberately provocative. Like, okay, there's no way Ohio State keeps the game close. Against who?
I mean,
Against
it is the SEC after all. I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, Ohio State does stink against the SEC. I mean, they're Ohio State, so they're
Texas used to not be the SEC. You know, they used to be Big 12, but now we have to count them as part of us now. So
yeah, I know they're now 8-14 all time against the SEC, or 8-15.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who could have think the reason why somebody would think Ohio State wouldn't do well against the SEC? I mean, just beats me.
If the game was in Austin, it would have been different, I believe.
I don't know if you realize this. John Cooper and Earl Bruce are not coaching. They have nothing to do with the Ohio State program.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that's explains why Missouri beat you all a few years ago, I guess. So.
Yeah, when we had a true freshman who kind of sucks.
I mean, you're Ohio State, and you're playing Missouri. Figure it out. It's like, listen, as a basketball fan, because that's the only good sport we're in, Kentucky basketball, we can't lose to these inferior programs regardless of how many players are hurt. Why? Because we're Kentucky.
But didn't Kentucky lose to Evansville, who won 4 games the entire season?
Yeah, and that coach is now fired. We ran him out of town.
Yeah, you have the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, we ran out the most active winning coach in all of college basketball.
Yeah, only Kentucky would do that.
We have a standard here, okay?
Not even Indiana would do that.
Oh man. I think
I guess we'll have to wrap the stream up. You guys can stay though. I mean, because it's we're getting really late. But appreciate everybody being here in the chat. Subscribe to the channel down below if you are new. If you enjoyed the show, I don't see how you couldn't. But if you enjoyed this show, definitely
on the notification
subscribe and like the stream down below. Follow me on social media at Only Talk Sports on X. And again, appreciate everybody for being here. And I appreciate the Super Chat Godfather. Always appreciate it. And definitely I will be back soon for another stream on probably predictions for next week's game. But definitely probably with Will and D. Hopefully we make that happen. But appreciate everybody for being here.